Okay, so last session. After several long days and longer nights on the road, the Gremlins finally arrived in Candlekeep and were greeted with tasty food, a hot bath, and a nice room in return for the book they provided to Candlekeep's great library. Fisk parted ways with the Gremlins for the night, giving each of the Gremlins a gift and telling them that he would meet with them in the morning when Savikas was finally ready to meet with you all about the Infernal Puzzle Box. You all turned in for the night, and this time, the Mother of the Night Parade paid Eris a visit. In her nightmare, Eris sacrificed herself for her friends, only for them to check on each other and ignore her as she bled out. In reality, the Gremlins were able to bring Eris back to full health, but tensions were high as Pip realized that his nightmares were affecting the people he thought most about at night. As a tense unease crept into the early morning, both Eris and Pip rejected Spark and Nefira's comforting hugs. This energy carried into the next day as the Gremlins met Fisk at the hearth for breakfast. With Eris and Nefira 4 shots of whiskey in, the Gremlins began, and mostly completed, a successful research session before they were informed that Savikas was ready to see them. As we pick up today, you are all crossing the courtyard of Candlekeep, led by a young green-scaled dragonborn. You're headed towards these giant emerald doors that lead further into the library. Just for some housekeeping, did you all take your packs with you or leave them in the room? Because you had, or at least I know, Eris, you had to have had yours because you all looked at the necklace that was in yours. So I guess just did you leave your packs in the study room? Who left them in, your actual room? Who has their stuff on them? Just for some housekeeping.
I think Eris would have her pack on her.
Okay.
Or would probably have his on him.
Nefira would definitely have theirs.
Okay.
Just as a habit of him traveling in the woods, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Pip?
Yeah.
Yes to having
Yeah,
his...
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah, he'll have it.
And the city is like, what's with these people? Why haven't they stopped the inn yet?
Yep, you all are keeping up your appearances of those travelers. The travelers that travel with 6 suitcases. That's y'all right now.
You can hear us coming 5 blocks away.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so as you all are crossing this courtyard, you're following this young green-scaled dragonborn who's leading you towards these emerald doors. You had just, Eris and Spark, you just heard this kind of in your head from Pip that it's all my fault, it's all my fault, it's all my fault. Nefira had tried to the best of their abilities, trying to keep everyone together, really pulling the mom friend or dad friend right now, as the usual mom and dad are struggling. There's some struggle bus with the usual ones that take care of everyone else, and Fisk is kind of following behind you all. He is extremely aware of the tensions in the party right now, and he is...
With his passive insight of 20.
Yeah, he is he's just like, children, I don't even know. He's just letting you all attempt to solve your own problems, as he wasn't really there and is only got the slightest idea of what's happening. Morgan, I also just realized that you moved that piece so far away from that help sign.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
I
didn't. I just kind of rotated it and left it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. But yeah, as you all are walking, you see that the Dragonborn is kind of nervous. He can tell something's not right, but also he's just I'm just supposed to lead you all to Savikas. So he's he turns to whoever would be I guess farthest forward, which might be Eris, because Eris was the first one out. I don't really know.
Probably.
What's your Hey, everyone, give your marching order in Candlekeep real quick.
I actually think Eris is hanging back.
Okay.
Yeah. She left after. They
okay. Yeah.
she followed them. Yeah.
Spark would probably have moved to the front.
Okay.
I imagine, like, Pip would have been in the front in the start, but Spurk's stride would have overtaken Pip.
Yeah, that's very fair. Pip's got a speed. Got his speedy little legs.
Got those extra 5 feet of movement.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you see... What? Sorry.
Oh, no.
You see that the Dragonborn kind of turns to whoever's near him as you all are crossing this courtyard, and is like, yeah, so you must be very excited. You must be super important to see Savikas. She doesn't see a lot of people.
Oh, she doesn't? We're just here because we helped Fist complete his task.
Oh, a task? Okay, top secret. Okay, we're very familiar with top secret here. That's... you don't have to tell me. I am not prying. This is just super awesome. She's really cool. And as he finishes that sentence, you all have approached this emerald kind of giant, 20-foot tall, looks to be made of like straight emerald doors. You see that there's two of the Avowed in their purple robes, standing like guards would, but no weapons, no armor, just like two robed individuals standing in front of a giant door.
Oh no, they're monks.
Maybe, you never know. Or they're wizards. Even worse.
Yeah.
And you see that the Dragonborn's like, just wait right here, please. I'm just going to go.
Sure thing.
I'll be right back. And you see he walks up, you kind of turns his back to you and has a conversation with one of the guards, so you can't really hear or see what he's saying as he's quite a bit away, and it has purposefully made it so you could not, maybe read lips or eavesdrop. And as he returns, only a few seconds later, a very quick conversation, he's like, oh, well, we're fine. We're ready to go. And you see the two guards kind of raise their hands and trace slight arcane sigils. And you see that these giant doors start to open. And as you look in, you see now what is most of Candlekeep. You've only really just entered Candlekeep when you were in kind of what could almost be called like a waiting room. The entire courtyard area is very meant for any of the adventures that bring books, and everything else kind of brings the knowledge to Candlekeep. But the actual vast library that is this, I guess you could call it like a citadel of books, is beyond this. You see that there are many towers of all varying heights and different stonework. Some are really, really crooked and should not be able to still stand without the assistance of magic. You definitely see that there's a lot going on here. There's tons of the Avowed that are just walking across different areas. There are some carrying books. You see that as you all step through and the doors kind of very silently close behind you, you almost wouldn't have realized they closed. You see that there's one Avowed who's got like this floating disc that has just piles of books on it as he's kind of just transporting it across the what would also be kind of considered a courtyard. And the Dragonborn turns like, well, we're not going too far. Savikas is just right in this first kind of tower over here. So please, follow me. Try not to get in the way of anyone with those discs. They're hard to stop. They're very heavy, lots of books. And some of those books are very dangerous, so don't touch them.
This is a ton of defense. Has this location come under siege before?
In the past, yes, but not for several hundred years. People have kind of learned that we mean business, and it is not a good idea to attack us. So, in theory, this is the safest place for books to be.
Oh. At the mention of dangerous books, Eris just shakes her head a little bit.
Yeah.
We have a few to possibly donate.
Yeah. Nefera just sighs, make sure that they have eyes on, like, every party member.
Fantastic. And by every party member, you mean
You
Pip?
can say his name.
Yeah.
You can just say his name. We know who every party member actually means, okay?
You know that it's not Eris.
I mean, Eris is the one carrying Pandora's box.
That's
true.
That's fair.
True.
Or whatever we're gonna call the accumulation of all the bad vibe items.
That's just called Eris's backpack. What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's not Pandora's box, it's Eris's backpack.
Pick up an item, we get a bad vibe, we hand it to Eris.
There you go. But yeah, as you all follow this Dragonborn, you see that he leads you to one of the first kind of towers on the right. It looks pretty normal compared to some of the really wonky towers that you can see later or farther into the courtyard. And as you enter and start to climb kind of a spiral staircase, it's all stone on the inside, a classic tower vibe of just dimly lit. You can tell though that the lanterns are all magical. And as you climb, you're climbing for what feels like ever. It really sucks. It's leg day, for sure, in
Every
Candlekeep.
day's leg day.
It's leg day in Candlekeep today. And as you get to the what you think might be the top or close to it, you see that the Dragonborn kind of knocks on this wooden door. Just plain wood, not super intricate. Kind of does 2 knocks and then turns to you all as like, it was great to lead you here. My name is Nalin. I'm sure I might see you around. I'm kind of Savikas's personal assistant in some ways. Though technically she doesn't have a personal assistant because that's not how we work here. Anyway, she's ready, I'm certain. So you're welcome to go when you want.
Thank you for leading us.
Of course. And then he kind of turns to Fisk, is like, if I'm sure you know how to get out of here, so don't wander, please. And kind of steps to the side and allows you all to enter the room. Who's going in first?
I kind of steps back and looks at Fisk is like, well, this is your job. You should probably go in first.
Are you scared? Are you scared of her?
No, I just figure she's expecting you first, not the 4 adventurers you picked up along the way.
Okay, fine. I mean, she's... Okay, whatever. I mean, didn't... She knows we're
I think
coming,
Eris
right?
is just gonna walk in the door.
Okay, all right. As Fisk and Spark are having this conversation, Eris, you just kind of brush past both of them, and Fisk is like, "Okay, all right. Ladies first, I guess." That should have been yes. No, that's right. Eris, you only hear the very end of this as you kind of
Mark's
push open
gonna
the
roll
door.
an insight check to see if Fisk is actually scared.
Go for it.
Probably not.
Is she scared? Should we be scared?
Let me see what... 11. Probably can't read Fisk.
Yeah, you're like, either he's just kind of joking around trying to lighten the mood, or he's actually scared. It's a toss-up with that one. Completely unsure about that. You realize now you haven't gotten very much information about Savikas at all. So, who knows?
I rolled insight.
Yeah, what'd you get? What'd you get?
Nat 20.
The only time Pip is gonna roll. So what's that? But it's a -1. So
It is. I can't believe that.
Wow,
So
amazing!
Pip's highest insight check ever.
The highest Pip
Marcus.
can get is to tell that I will let you know, Fisk is trying to lighten the mood. He doesn't think Savikas is, he doesn't think she's like, you know, a pushover or whatever, but you definitely don't get the fact that she's like terrifying or scary or like going to injure anyone. He's definitely just trying to make a joke because Spark stopped and didn't enter the door first.
Okay, Pip's going in.
Okay.
I have a question.
No
for
hesitation.
So Morgan, how has Pip been eyeing any of the books, like at all?
No. Well,
Does he look like
there's
he's
so
eyeing
many,
the books?
but he's not in the right mind right now. Probably.
Okay, but does he look at the books?
He looks at them. He
Okay,
sees
Nefira
them.
grabs his hand.
Okay.
You looked at the books, Nefira
Don't
grabs
look at a
your
book.
hand.
They're everywhere, Sarah. I can't help it.
You're not allowed to look anywhere but the ground, Pip. Look at your feet. But yeah, Eris,
Guess
as
Spark
you...
will go in after Eris.
Yeah, Eris, as you kind of push past everyone into the room first, kind of like, stop taking so much time, you see that the walls of this circular tower chamber are kind of punctuated by these arched windows that are currently shuttered. There's bookcases filled with like eldritch volumes that stand between the windows. The tables are crowded with specimen jars, alchemical equipment, and other clutter. And engraved into the floor of this circular chamber is a large 9-pointed star. You see that kind of off near one of the bookshelves stands this gorgeous middle-aged tiefling. She's got scarlet skin and dark brown hair kind of pulled into a messy bun. She's dressed in yellow and green striped robes, and she's kind of, you can tell, like, trying to find something it looks like on the one of the bookshelves. And kind of perched on her shoulder is what you can only call like a little spindly like demon. It's got this like kind of warty green skin and these big buggy eyes and thin black horns with a whip-like tail that as you all kind of pile into this room, you see its head does like a straight like owl turn back, so its body is still forward as she's reading this bookshelf, and it turns its head 180 back to you all. And it says something that none of you know, because it is definitely speaking Infernal. You have heard enough Infernal now that you know it is speaking Infernal. So as you all enter, you see that she kind of turns to you and says, I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you. Welcome. My name is Savikas. Can I see what you have brought? I heard Fisk, you did well. And you see Fisk kind of sheepishly takes out of his kind of robes the Infernal Puzzle Box that you all have not really seen too much of since Fisk kind of took it and stacked it away from the two members of the party that were very convinced that they could open
He
it.
offered it to me. I could have been holding it this whole time.
He's like,
Just add to Eris's bag.
just add to it, you know? Just one more thing for the box. But yeah. You see that Fisk kind of wordlessly hands over this box to Savikas, who moves to one of the tables, and you see as she goes to put the box down, you see that there's a ton of stuff and no room, and she just swipes her entire hand across the table, sending like glass and books and papers and parchment shattering to the floor, making room for this not very large box as she puts it down. And she's, I guess, I would like to know the origins of where you found this box. So please, whoever would like to start.
We found it in the vault of a duke in Baldur's Gate who had fiends in her basement. And according to one of the members of the cult that we Spark looks over at Eris. Is like, is interrogate the right word? Question. He saw the former leader of gosh darn it's doing his name thing. Did I take phonetic notes for this city name? No, he did not. All right, gotta wing it. The leader of El Terrell there, after its destruction. Also, if you do find a demonic contract in there, a gentleman by the name of Fisk in Baldur's Gate is expecting a letter from you, and you might have other hard proof of...
Not Fisk. You said
sorry,
Fisk.
Sorry. My brain is scrambled. Zaj.
Zaj, there we go. Yeah. We'll pretend that that's the name that you said.
Spark said initially.
Yeah.
Got Stu being terrible with names. That should be on the bingo board.
That really should, honestly.
It should.
I'm adding
Somebody add that.
Yeah.
The leader of the Flaming Fist is expecting... We told him to possibly expect a letter from you once you open the box explaining the contents to help. In the case of... Would the Duke's sons be charged with treason? You never asked what they were being charged with. Selling out their city to demons, basically.
Okay. You see, she kind of turns and says something to the little kind of demon on her shoulder, and says...
So, by the way, Spark has his right hand clutched on his holy symbol this whole time, and his eyes on the demon, devil fiend, whatever, on her shoulder. He's like, is that your familiar by chance?
It is. I see,
Okay. And he lowers his guard.
You two are a bit jumpy. That's fine.
I've had...
Just a bit.
We've... Fiends in the Duke's basement.
It's been a crazy week.
3 times in that basement? Spark kind of pauses. It's like, yeah, 3 or 4 times in that basement.
Well, if a week's not crazy, it's really boring, isn't it? But anyway, and you see she kind of like rubs her hands together. Also, for players, this is going to be lore heavy again for a little bit, so just FYI. But yeah, as she kind of rubs her hands together, she says, I've been suspicious of the High Overseer of Elturel for a long time, but no one wanted to hear my concerns because Thavius Krieg was widely regarded as a hero who saved his city from an undead scourge, giving rise to the nation of Elturgard. He was hailed a savior, and Thavius made all citizens of Elturel swear an oath called the Creed Resolute, which binds them to Elturgard. I met him years ago, and my instincts told me he was a fraud. I grew to suspect that he had cut a deal with one of more powerful devils. And I like to pride myself on my knowledge of devils. And I believe that he used this Creed Resolute to bind all of Elturel to his dark dealings as well. I have been trying to prove this theory for quite a while now, and I believe the evidence is in this puzzle box. As she's been not touching it, but just kind of like hands over it, you see that she turns again to her familiar, and you all make out that a name you can at least tell is Jezebel, as she tells her familiar to do something, and it kind of scampers off her shoulder and across to another bookshelf where it seems to, like, I almost think like I don't know what those things are. They have like big bug eyes and they got little sticky ass hands. I don't know what they are in real life. They're like little little marsupials. No, they're like marsupial shits.
Oh,
that's like almost
wait,
something
like,
very similar.
That thing from Madagascar?
Yeah.
Quite lemurs.
Something close to that, but like if you imagine that but make it devilish, that's kind of the vibe I'm putting out for Jezebel over here.
So Jezebel is super uncanny on 3 levels. Got it.
Yeah. That's a funky little guy. Well, he's got these big eyes and horns, and yeah, he's a funky little man. And you see that Jezebel is going towards like a bookshelf that is closer to where Savikas stands, but makes a very specific point to skitter past both Eris and Spark, as it picked up that you two were not super comfortable with the demon nature of it. So it's kind of like skitters, jump, hops around this room, grabbing these 2 vials of liquid, and then skittering back towards Savikas. And as that happens, Savikas turns to you all as like, so I have made several of these infernal puzzle boxes in my day, and I'll tell you a little secret. The only way to solve them is mundane. Magic will always fail. So in case you come across another one in your future, 1, I'd love to see it. But 2, if you want to try to open it, be my guest, but also you might lose your mind. And you see she snatches kind of gently from Jezebel these 2 kind of silvery and red liquids, and pours them over the top from one side, pours one on one side and one on the other of this puzzle box, which you can see has like very decorative grooves inlaid in the top of it. As she picks it up, she kind of tips the box, almost like you would one of those maze boxes where you need to navigate like a ball or a liquid through it. And you see it takes about 1.5 minutes of very concentrated like focus from her until you see that a slight on either side, these 2 like inlaid horns kind of pop open, and it kind of twists and breaks apart. And as it kind of breaks apart, you see that the box just falls away, and there on the table you see is a stack of 9 chain-linked plates, each 3 inches on a side, of dark iron and stamped with what you can all tell is infernal runes, though none of you can read it. And as you see that, Savikas looks at it very briefly before her face kind of pales. She goes from this deep shade of like scarlet red to almost like pinkish, and looks towards you all as like, none of you read Inferno, correct?
No, but I can't. I have spell.
I mean, I can just read it out loud.
Oh, okay.
And you see she kind of grabs and unfolds as they kind of tumble down. You see that as she begins to read out loud, be it known that I, Thavius Krieg, High Overseer of Elturel, have sworn to my master, Zariel, Lord of Avernus, to keep the agreements contained in this oath. I hereby submit to Zariel in all matters and for all time. I will place her above all creatures, living and dead. I will obey her in all my days and beyond with fear and servitude. I recognize the dispensation of the device called the Solar Insidiator, hereafter called the Companion. In my capacity as High Overseer of Elturel and its vassal territories, I acknowledge that all lands falling under the light of the Companion are forfeit to Zariel. All persons bound by oath to defend Elturel are also considered forfeit. I will further recognize that this dispensation will last 50 years, after which the Companion will return whence it came, taking Elturel and its oath-bound defenders with it, if that is Zariel's wish. All this is my everlasting pledge. As you all hear that final kind of statement from Savikas, you see that Fisk, who was in the corner, just stepping back, having completed his mission, so to speak, lets out a string of curses. Pip, you were very aware that these are some hefty Kalashite curses. The rest of you are just aware that no one speaks. When people curse, they curse, and you see Fisk is like, that bastard. And he kind of like steps out of the room, and Savikas looks over at you all. You all know what that means, right?
Nothing good.
That means that I've just remembered we encountered two of the riders who were looking for more of their kinsmen who might have survived. They did describe that it almost seemed like a second sun consumed their home. But that means this man sold out his people for something.
So I guess I will start from the beginning. So El Terrell has had for a long while, since basically when Thavius Krieg first came into power, this second sun wasn't really a sun, more of a magical item, but it glowed. And so that's why they considered themselves a holy city. That was what was the companion. And it appears, though, that was actually a trap, and one that has been triggered. Which means El Terrell is in the Nine Hells with everyone who lives there.
Eris, I muted. No, sorry. I mute myself to take notes and I forget. Eris is like definitely taken like a few steps back and probably like is like grabbed onto something to like steady herself a bit.
Ibera is just death grip on Pip's hand, and who else would be closest to her?
Not Eris.
Probably Spark would be standing near her.
Okay, then she's gonna reach up and grab onto Spark's other hand and squeeze very, very tight.
Yeah. Feeling her, he wouldn't lower his hand enough to reach and squeeze back. But how long was that companion there? I'm not familiar with the history of that city. Has the 50 years noted in this contract passed?
Let me check. I do believe it's close, though. And you see she walks over to a bookshelf and kind of flips through a book really quickly. You can see it looks very old and worn, and like there's a lot of dried blood on it. It is definitely more brown than white that is normal. And you see that she kind of snaps the book shut. Yeah, no, it would have been 50 years to the date, about maybe a week and a half or so ago. Maybe 2 at this point.
It's basically been on schedule. And, the person we questioned, who was part of the cold operating out of the Duke's basement, said that he heard they were planning to do the same thing to Baldur's Gate. It might be worth letting Zaj know, or maybe Pip, your mentor?
Maybe.
Since if a time bomb has already been placed and it's not found, it will go off and hurt so many innocents.
It's definitely one of them.
Like, the the city seemed miserable, but I can't imagine any of them deserve... Sorry, I can't imagine the whole place would deserve to be spirited away like that.
I mean, I could tell Kumar, but I don't know if she's even still in the city because she was gonna leave.
She might know who to
I know a
contact
few
in
more
the
people
city.
that I could tell.
She has hopefully a good enough reputation with the remaining magic practitioners within the city to coordinate a search.
Mhm.
Has you... Do you... I'm sorry, this might sound outlandish. Do you think there's a way to get El Terrell back?
You see that, cat. That's actually the sound Jezebel makes. It's just meowing. Even more freaky.
Oh, why do you have to make a meow
little
creepy?
cat demon. There you go, little demon cat.
What is this, Young Justice?
You see that Savikas, who's been like very deep in contemplation, he's like, I mean, if there's any way to get the city back, it will not be from this side. It will have to be from Nine Hells. Whatever's tethering the city there is not here any longer. The companion, if I'm reading this correctly, and she kind of like looks back at the, I guess you could call it the contract, the 9 chain link plates. It will have to be something from the other side, but also, you're right. There could be something going on with Baldur's Gate as well, but it would have to be something powerful like that. The companion was an incredibly powerful magic, I wouldn't call it an artifact, but magic phenomena. There's no way to tell. Baldur's Gate has nothing, at least that you can see outright, that would be similar, other than its propensity for violence, which that's a phenomenon in itself, but we won't go into that. But no, you see, she's kind of like rooting around looking for like a parchment. She's like, for as far as I'm aware, no one else other than us know what actually happened to El Terrell. And the citizens of El Terrell themselves don't even know that they were betrayed by their leader.
Their hero.
Why?
Their hero.
Why would Zariel even want El Terrell in hell?
Fresh souls?
Fresh souls, fresh bodies for a war against demons. A distraction big enough that she could get ahead in this endless blood war between devils and demons. There's many things that the suffering of innocent people can bring you.
I've heard of magic that lets you locate people. Could we possibly use this contract to help locate Creed? If we can manage to take him alive, we can try to get answers directly from him.
It's possible. Let me see what I can do. And she starts rooting around in spell books, kind of ignoring all of you. What spell are you talking about, by the way, Stu, specifically? Or do you have... Scrying? Okay.
Spark would be implying scrying.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm trying to keep Spark's magical knowledge down to just the cleric and druid spell list.
Yeah, okay. Fair.
Stuff he would have seen in this temple.
Right. You see that as she's walking around, it's probably like a good 5 or 10 minutes of her kind of getting increasingly frustrated and like slamming spellbooks closed and putting them back, and looking through stuff. So if there's anything you all are talking to each other, or want to say to each other right now, she is very much doing her own thing currently.
Ari kind of pauses and looks to the group as like, well, if I decide to follow this thread on where Creed might be, would you all be willing to accompany me?
Yeah, of course.
I can't let somebody who squandered that many lights stand. For all we know, he's the one who talked the Duke into doing all of the stuff with the cult she did. Whatever corrupted him, he might have exposed her to. Or maybe he just gave her an outlet, but somebody who would betray their own city. I can't imagine letting them meander as they want would lead to anything good. Maris?
Okay.
Thank you.
As you all kind of stand in this solemn moment, you're just hearing like at this point, she's not even putting books back on the shelf. She's just like chucking them off to the side, kind of angrily throwing spell books. You see that she comes back and is like, I don't know if I can find where he is. I find it very unlikely he is still here. That he has not chosen to go to his master. I have no way of locating him if he is not on this plane of existence. I can try if he still is, but...
That would at least, if you don't mind, that would at least confirm his absence.
Very well. And you see she goes and grabs this kind of... what the fuck is it called? Crystal ball? I was like, crystal ball, yeah.
It needs some component objects.
Yeah.
If you're not a cleric, it could just be like, holy symbol plus whatever it consumes.
Yeah. So you see... you see that she grabs kind of this... crystal ball off the shelf and kind of holds it in front of her, pulling a spell book off the wall and opening it, or off the bookshelf and opening it. And you see that she starts muttering some words that looks familiar to you, Spark, as a scrying spell, but of course a little different when a wizard, as compared to kind of someone who's a holy person, does it. And you see that this, which kind of like this crystal ball of like white clear starts to darken and like swirl clockwise before it just undoes itself. And you see she kind of lets the crystal ball fall to her side. It's as I feared. He is not anywhere on this plane. And I would bet, so much money that I know what plane he is on currently. Someone needs to go there. Someone needs to help. Someone needs to go to El Terrell, find any of these Hell Riders, find their leadership that's not him. And let them know what's happened. Let them know that we on this side know what's happened. Make sure that they don't lose hope, that they don't give in to the despair. Because that many souls in hell, having given up, would surely be terrible for all of us.
If we wanted to go to help, how would we get there?
Well, you can't plane shift from Candlekeep. It's quite protected against any of those teleportation magics, but I do have a friend that lives about 20 miles from here. He always hated Candlekeep, but he wants to be close enough to have access to it, besides the point. He owes me a few favors I could always ask him to send you, if that was something you wanted.
I want to help these people.
Do you
Guessing
think we
there's no-
can help these people? I mean, look at us. We haven't been around for very long. We've been plagued by 2 separate curses. Are we in any condition?
she squints at the curses. Y'all just keep bringing up curses in front of people who have no idea.
Right. We, in one of the cult bases in Baldur's Gate that we emptied, our
That's
companion
such a
here...
specifically weird word to use about a cult base, but no, continue. All right, that's fine. Hardcore, like it.
Still grappling with the fact that he knowingly killed people, even if they were cultists.
No, Savika's like, hardcore, like it. All right, no, go on.
Our companion here, Pip, encountered a few spell books, and one of them had a nasty curse on it. We cleansed that curse, but it seemed to have gotten the attention of the mother of the night parade? Some kind of evil deity? Black Snake? His nightmare is to try to twist you against the people you care about. If you get injured in the dream, the injured carries into the waking ward. Oh, wait up. Pip, did that note you gave your sister, did she physically have it?
Yeah, she has it. Yeah. She said it appeared in her pocket.
Apparently, if we pass notes to people in the dream, that also carries over to the real world.
You see, like, as you started saying this, she's looking concerned, but you can also see there's the slightest smile on, just like the slightest smile. And you see she kind of, like, reaches over and, like, pats Pip on the shoulder, is like, all right, already got a curse? That's fantastic. This is so good. You're so ready for the Nine Hells. You're also, being injured in your sleep? That's not even something the Nine Hells can do. So I think
would
you're ready.
You have a way to ward against that? Was actually a question I was going to get to. It's a very recent problem, but
possibly
when I tried challenging her to a fight, I ended up with a hole in me and nothing but an introduction given.
And on that note, also.
Another. Okay, no, go. Yeah.
There's another. When we were in the same room in the dungeon where we found the Infernal Box, that's the door was closed. We're the only ones in there. There was no way anyone else could have gotten in. A necklace just kind of appeared around my neck, and I felt that this touch. But I looked and there was no one there. And it just appeared out of nowhere, and then we used Mage Hand to, like, get it off and keep it wrapped up, so I haven't, like, really, like, touched it. Because identified, couldn't figure out if... So we found it, it's either very, very, very cursed, or it's not cursed at all. And Eris was holding on to it, but realized that it wasn't in her bag anymore the other day. And then I looked in mine, and it was in my bag, in a note, and that said that, well, here, we have it. Eris, can you grab the necklace out? I've got the note here, and she passes it to the Savikas.
Yeah,
Eris
you see...
is going to mage hand the necklace out.
You see, as you go to do that, you see that the entire time you've been talking, Nefira, that Savikas has been looking back and forth between you and something behind Eris. kind of that like double checking. Just standing there, and Eris, as you go to like open your backpack and reach in, you see that on the table in front of you is Jezebel holding the necklace in its hand, gripping it, kind of like dangling it while sitting on the table. And Savika's like, I didn't want to interrupt you. You were telling a story, but Jezebel really likes things from the Nine Hells and can sense them. So that's a development, I guess, for all of us.
That actually explains...
It's from the Nine Hells?
I've held it twice, and my deity has given me intense danger warnings from it. The first time I was thinking of throwing it as far as my arms would let me, and I was worried that maybe that note was correct and my deity was trying to dissuade me from that path. But then with no intent, I just picked it up and felt an intense feeling of danger.
You all just touch things very easily.
I don't.
I didn't touch it, and I told them not to touch it.
You know, honestly...
We've been using Mage Hand.
Okay.
So he touched it
So
for
does your
his
friend.
divine
Your friend
thing.
really likes taking people's stuff.
Honestly, he really does. He annoys the shit out of so many people here, and I love him for that. And you see, like, she reaches out her hand, and he does that, like, flying squirrel, like, leap. He leaps way farther than he should and with the necklace and lands on her hand. And you see she kind of attempts to take the necklace from him, and there's a little tug of war. But eventually she gets the necklace from him, and as she looks at it, she kind of turns to Spark and the group, but mostly to Spark, who had asked, and was like, well, if you wanted something to kind of protect yourself from people intruding your thoughts, this is already there. This is a very common item in the Nine Hells it also can't really be identified. It's kind of a necklace of non-detection. Identify won't pick that up as well. But someone's looking out for you and making sure no one can read your mind, at the very least.
Interesting. Do the initials on it mean anything to you? Do you recognize the handwriting from the note? Because I don't. I can tell it's familiar, but that's all I can tell.
It's
I
been
can't place
bothering
it.
her for days.
Oh, it's been driving me insane.
And you see, she kind of turns and looks, is like, well, if it's familiar, it looks like initials. Do you know anyone that deals with the Nine Hells a lot?
No.
Not that
That's
we're
my
aware.
knowledge, at least. I can't think of anyone, and it's really freaking me out. Especially, do you have an idea how it could have just appeared randomly without anyone being there in a locked room?
And she kind of like snaps, is like, Jezebel, and you see Jezebel just turns invisible, and then turns back visible. There's a lot of things that can turn invisible and not. How it can get into a locked room, maybe it was already there, but waiting for you with a necklace is a bit of a stretch, so not entirely sure.
But it is safe to wear and stuff?
Probably, this is probably the best bet you have against whatever nightmare
Is there a way we can
thing.
Tell if there's any other kinds of like curses or side effects or anything else on it? Or that would happen?
You could wear it.
That seems
Way
risky.
to tell beyond trial by fire?
No, if it's cursed, I can't help you, because I only know that what this technically should do, theoretically should do, having spent a lot of time in the Nine Hells. But if it's been altered in some way to have a curse on it, you can't tell. That's kind of the whole point of curses.
Hey,
Okay.
wear it. So should we work on the assumption that it's safe-ish?
Maybe.
In that case, I do agree Pip should wear it.
That seems like a group
if the original
chat.
If the original nightmare can't read your mind, then
maybe it won't know you've reached out to your sister.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe if I think about any of you guys, then nothing will happen.
She won't know that you're thinking about us. And
maybe
you wearing it will help protect everyone, including you.
Maybe.
Here, you wear it for now, and if anything still happens, we'll if you feel weird at all, or you have any weird dreams again, or anything at all, you tell us in case this is actually cursed. Okay, you tell us immediately, Pip.
Okay.
Jeez.
I mean, I don't know
He's still gripping
how
your hand,
I'll
like,
be able to
really
tell
tight.
the curses from each other, but I'll try.
Got too many curses going on. I can't tell which curse is doing what. Hold up. Someone come with Spark Notes. Hold on.
Oh, Sparks Notes? Hold on.
Come on with Sparks Notes. What curse is what? Let me know.
Also, just somebody tapping Pip's shoulder. This boy can hold so many curses.
So small and so many curses.
Other potential avenues we might have to ward ourselves. Also, the source of the necklace, if it was a familiar, they would have had to dismiss it almost immediately, because from my understanding, familiars would be picked up by an ability akin to divine sense, right?
Mm-hmm. It would, yes.
I activated it as soon as the necklace was noticed and nothing pinged.
A holy boy. Well...
It's for a kind of jingle. Yeah. Handcrafted holy symbol. This isn't just for show.
Well, I mean, that was just my initial and easiest guess, is that it was something small that could turn invisible. I mean, in theory, there's probably hundreds of things it could have been.
But we'll at least see soon if the note is true.
That's fair. Yeah, you don't know anyone with the initials KL?
We all racked our brains and nothing came up.
Well, I mean, theoretically, if you go to the Nine Hells, maybe you could just ask around if anyone knows someone with the initials KL.
That's actually, you mentioned you've had experience there.
It is my specialty.
Any tips for new travelers beyond don't sign any contracts? That's something I remember hearing a lot.
Oh, you can sign any contract you want, just know it will absolutely fuck you over.
So don't sign any contracts.
If you don't want to be fucked over. That's a personal choice, honestly, for everyone.
Right.
But actually,
Our folks a tip, so don't sign any contracts, no matter how good they sound.
Yes, because, the more things that go wrong, they don't actually cancel each other out. I felt like you needed to hear that. But just so you know. Actually, though, and you see, she goes over to a kind of like barrel, I guess, with a bunch of like rolled parchment in it, and pulls a piece of parchment out and hands it to, or just kind of like lays it across the floor in front of you all. And you see that it is a very... I realize I don't think I have this. It is a very roughly drawn a partial map of the Nine Hells. She's like, can't tell you how completely accurate this would be, as the Nine Hells does shift a lot, but it should be within a close proximity. Let me see if I can find that for you all. As it actually comes into book.
I was about to say, well, Mads is looking for that. So, surprise, surprise, we're willingly going to Avernus, and it's not, and the rug's just not being pulled out from under our feet. And surprise,
Surprise!
We're not there yet.
You're not there yet. That's
Anything
true.
can happen.
true. The rug.
Eris
We get
is
to that
not
guy's front door, and the
willingly
floor
going
can
yet.
collapse from. The floor can collapse out from under us. Amanda State's gonna retire Eris.
There you all go. It's not the best map, but in general, it's in the general chat.
Cool.
Sort of in this same
I want random
idea.
fire.
Would you possibly have any magic armaments that you no longer need? The fiends in the basement were tough for us to fight because at the time, and Spark pulls out the mace that he got out of the broken statue.
Right.
We only really had this, and we found it partway through our time in the basement. I would feel more comfortable, and Spark kind of gestures to Eris, if all of us who usually fight up close had means of full damage.
I mean,
Only if you
I'm
have
a-
items that
I'm
you
a-
no longer want.
I'm a mage, so martial weapons are not necessarily my thing, and to be
Sorry
honest,
about
But I don't. What? Why are you apologizing? I love being a mage. No, this is.
No, I made an unreasonable request.
It's just I also have been spending the past few years writing and studying. I actually haven't been to the Nine Hells in maybe 5 years, so I'm a bit out of magical items. I've given a lot away to other people who are traveling. I might have some. Maybe a sword or dagger that's silvered. It's not perfect, but it's definitely helpful.
In preparation, we had some items silvered. Thank you for the offer.
Of course. But, well, no, I realize this is a lot to put on you all, and I believe I have a lot of letters to be writing. Who again was it that I needed to send word to in Boulder's Gate?
Captain Zodge.
Captain Zodge.
Flaming Fist.
You see, she goes to a parchment and starts writing out names and I was gonna say addresses. She just starts writing out names, telephone numbers, their zip code. No, she just starts writing out a list of people that it seems she will need to be getting in contact with. She's like, look, it is a lot, and I do not want to pressure you all into thinking you need to do this. I'm sure there's some adventurers around here that owe me a favor or two. I could maybe persuade them to also make a trip.
Somebody with their arcane contraption.
Yeah, the alarm's going off.
Tower.
Someone's stealing books.
Two of those floating
Wasn't
book
me.
carriers crashed into each other.
Yep.
It's not me this time.
But yeah, as she's like, look, it's early in the day for many. Perhaps give me your answer by the evening. You can discuss, take that map if you'd like. You can look over Avernus, and granted, I have no clue where on that map El Terrell will have landed, so to speak. But
Imagine slices of our existence apparating in another dimension is newsworthy.
Here or there?
Both?
It would be newsworthy here if anyone else knew, but it's only us in this room who currently know, and I'm about to go solve that problem. She taps the list of people. I have quite a few sending spells to utilize. Did you, Pip? Did you say your mentor's name or no? In this room in front of Savikas?
Yeah.
Okay. You see that Savikas kind of turns. She's like, "It would save me one sending if you could get a hold of Kamar."
Insight check.
Yeah,
Go for it.
Checking that.
All right, everyone
Guidance.
insight. Go on, do it.
Even guidance on himself, by the way.
Everyone's so invested. Let's go. We're back to dating sim. Can't keep dating
guys.
sim.
Do we ever leave the dating sim? We are always the dating sim.
That,
All right.
hey, guys.
Eris wasn't bad.
Not
It
one.
was so cute.
I got a natural 20 because I have advantage. So I rolled twice and I got a nat 20.
Looking at that map of
Yeah,
Avernus.
you didn't even look up
Plus
when
1, so 21.
21,
Eris got a 15.
15, Pip.
You didn't roll, but should I?
Yeah, roll. You can't do. You're gonna get like a 9 or
all
something.
11.
11.
Right, we're all trying to clock if they are X's.
Yeah. It is obvious enough that everyone but Spark picks up some tension. There's some tension there. You're not sure the exact nature of the tension. Could be business, could be a relationship. Nefira, it's relationship tension, 100%. But Eris and Pip, you're like, okay, there's something there. There's something there between the two of them.
Okay, but is it like relationship as in they're exes, or is it like they're still together, or it's complicated?
It is a their exes / it's complicated Facebook status going on, but one of them's got we're exes and the other one's got it's complicated for sure on Facebook. That's what's happening.
with the 21, can Nefira tell which one Kamar is?
Yeah, Kamar is the exes one, and Savikas is the it's complicated.
Boy howdy, Nefira has some tea to spill when we're at the tavern.
Since Nefira is holding Pip's hand, he senses his tension and doesn't know, and he's confused, and he just leans over and he's like, I thought that they were friends.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, so
What do you mean?
Shh, I'll tell you later.
you see that Jezebel kind of specifically turns around their back and then 180 their head again, just to unsettle the two of you as you're talking. Jezebel definitely is look, Jezebel's on Savikas' side, okay? Get yourself a familiar that'll fucking sass people. Teach your familiars how to be sassy.
Vendetta absolutely would.
Yeah.
Just saying. Nefira's so Vendetta would be on Nefira's shoulder and just make eye contact with Jezebel, oh, you want to go?
Wow, there's just it's about to be a little familiar fight happening in this room.
Somebody get some Pokemon music.
Yeah. But yeah, she says, so yes, if you could get a hold of her, it will be best for all of us. And I will start going down my list, seeing what we are going to do, but it will take time to mobilize any large group. So if you all could have that decision by the dinner time, I guess you could say, in one way or another, it would allow me to determine what I need to do next. But yes, if there's any other things I can help you with before I get to my calls, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm sure Nolan has probably been standing outside the door waiting, because he does that. Despite the fact that I tell him he doesn't have to, that I can reach him if I need him.
Spark kind of looks over at Pip, is like, Pip, sorry. I'm trying to remember how your magic works. If you find spells that you like, you're able to add them to your book, right?
Yeah. It takes a little time, but yeah.
Takes time and money.
Yeah.
There. Hey. Spark doesn't know that.
Nope.
Spark just knows that Pip can add stuff to his book. Maybe ask Pip if there's some stuff that you're or your mentor aware of that you think you might be able to do. Maybe see if you can get what you need to transcribe it. I mean, we're here in a city of libraries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Not
Spark kind of
wrong.
looks back at Savikas, like, double checking that his understanding about wizards work,
Yeah.
and would there be basically spell books to copy from here?
Yes, there's probably some floating around, but again, it does take time and the money aspect. It's really just the ink and the paper that you need to put in your own spell book. If you provide that yourself and the requisite time, it's possible there's quite a lot of spells for your current power.
Oh, I wasn't aware of them. Well, that's what the party fund is for.
Absolutely.
But thank
Especially
you.
for going to hell, because we probably won't need money in hell. And
No, actually, so in hell it's very fascinating. The main currency is actually soul coins, so it's someone's soul bound to a coin. And if you're of a more noble persuasion, they actually hurt to hold. So I've been told. But no, you probably don't need any money at all, actually.
All the color in Spark's face is gone.
Yeah, and you can see she's very excited to talk about hell. Ask her about her topic. Are you talking to us, Tate? Okay. But yeah. So she's like, well, no. So please, go, have a nice group chat, I guess, about your choices and next steps, and let me know. You could either, I guess you could probably just send word with Nalin. I'll try my best to be up late tonight, and by try my best, I'm definitely going to be up late tonight. So, whenever you come up with an answer, one way or another, just let Nalin know.
Good luck with all of your cross-continental communication.
Thank you. Luckily, you're taking care of the one I was least looking forward to. So...
Wait, you were at least looking forward to that one?
All right, out. That's enough.
Kind of.
Listen, leaning into that nat one.
Yep. She's like, all right, no, I have things. Send me a message via Nalin, or I would say don't waste your sending. But no, tell Nalin he can come get me. And yeah, do you all exit the chambers?
Yeah, Spark would leave the chamber. Especially since I imagine if he was like elbow and then lead him out.
Yeah. So you all step outside to see. You see Nalin kind of like stumble back from the door. He's like, "Oh, are you all ready? Are you all done with your visit? I could lead you back to the hearth if you would like."
Yes, there's the possibility we might need to send a message later tonight.
Of course.
Could you swing by the hearth around dinner time?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Yes. No. Well, follow me. And you look and see that you all realize that Fisk had stepped out when that after Savikas had read everything about Thavius Krieg, the contract. Fisk has stepped out, and you actually don't see him in the spiral stair at all. And
I'm gonna tell Vesper, but I'm gonna try to do it. Wait, can I? You can
telepathically communicate to
as
the
long as you're
familiar.
within
No,
like
I'm gonna
100 feet of them.
No, I'm gonna tell Vesper to go find Fisk.
Okay. So you all see Vesper take off from Eris's shoulder and kind of go out one of the side. There's like little tiny side windows in this spiral staircase down. You see Vesper goes out and heads away. Eris, you get, as you all are walking down, you get kind of a ping back from Vesper, a feeling more than like actual words, that Fisk is just outside, kind of seems to be loitering or sulking. You're not sure what the feeling is that Vesper's trying to convey to you. But then Vesper kind of projects what you were doing against the wall, that similar thing, into your mind.
Vesper, so sassy. My goodness.
As Vesper was attempting to get the words to describe what Fisk was doing, and that was the closest that she could come up with. But yeah, as you all follow Nolan down the spiral staircase, the rest of you do come out and see it's around maybe 12 or so now, around lunchtime, and you see that Fisk is kind of leaning a little ways away from the tower against a wall, kind of like a really serious look on his face. He doesn't seem to notice that all of you have walked out, and you see that Nolan glances in Fisk's direction, but continues to lead you all unless you stop. He's kind of making his way back towards the hearth. Yeah. He's not going to pick up Fisk or see
Spark
Fisk.
Kind of pauses hold on. Could you wait a moment? I figure it's no issue if I'm still in your line of sight.
And depends what are you doing in my line of sight?
I'm gonna go speak with Fisk.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. Okay. I don't know. Don't knock over any books in my line of sight. That's still a problem.
Oh, I figure if I don't do that, it's going to be accident.
No, don't do it out of my line of sight either. No, that's worse. You're supposed to stay in my line of sight.
You're going to give this anxious boy even more anxiety.
As Nafir is making him more anxious, Sly, you can head over to Fisk. If anyone else is going as well, you see Nolan just kind of stops in his tracks and waits for you all.
Fisk, you okay?
Yes. No, I'm so sorry. I'm fine. I just needed some fresh air. That is all.
Sorry.
Bart kind of gives him a log.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, you know what?
Guidance takes one to know one.
Yeah, it does.
God, the D4.
No, it doesn't take one to know one.
The D4 is betraying me.
I got an 8.
Hold on, let me.
All right, I'll roll for Fisk. I'll make this fair.
Are you kidding me?
I got a 9.
I'll make this fair.
I'm a +1 to 10.
I got another not 20.
Oh my god!
I got a 15.
You just know Eris so well. You see that she's rubbed off on Fisk. Off on Fisk.
So I rolled a natural 19, and Fisk has a very high deception. So everyone but
Fisk
Pip.
Is mine.
Yeah, Pip. Fisk has a +8 to deception, so that's a 27. So Pip, you're like, oh, maybe he just wasn't feeling well, or he was drinking a lot of tea this morning. Maybe, maybe he had to go to the bathroom, or it upset his stomach. You're not sure. You're like, okay, yeah, you're gathering that something is not actually right with Fisk. You're just not gathering the right thing. You're not gathering the correct thing that's wrong, which is not, not a surprise for Pip. The fact that Pip noticed is wild. This new leaf. Everyone else is just like, oh. Everyone else is like, yeah, no, Fisk is fine. Why would he lie to us?
Okay, but so I guess in regard, right, you left the room at some point.
Yes. After the contract, I just stepped out for a moment.
We gave her a list of people to contact about the contents of the contract, and we might be going to Avernus to try to save those people.
Oh, Wow, that is very noble of you. That is.
Can I insight check?
You sound
Please.
worried.
Let me insight check this man.
check this man.
No,
That's enough 20.
17,
Hey, there you go.
17 total.
I got a 13.
A 13. This one, you see that the color in Fisk's face is very drained. He looked very uncomfortable at the idea of you all going to the Nine Hells, even more so than just the mention of the contract.
Did Eris pick up on that too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah. Someone's on the same page as me.
Everyone picked up on this one. He's been lying for several minutes now of this conversation, and eventually it just doesn't keep working. No. Oh, so is anyone hungry? Food? Lunch?
Lunch probably should be had, even if
some of you didn't eat earlier, so he points at Eris. Some of you didn't eat.
Some of us aren't hungry.
Okay, well,
Is Eris
some of
gonna
us
have
are.
more shots for lunch.
Shots. So many shots.
Hey, how are we gonna find food in Avernus if we go?
This is why we shouldn't go. We're not. Fisk is with me on this one. We're not.
Honestly, I don't particularly want to go either.
Maybe we should not have this conversation right here. We should not have this conversation out here.
In the study room.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Away.
The news hasn't broken yet.
Yes. And you see Fisk kind of walks past you all and kind of claps Nalin on the shoulders, he's kind of leans in and whispers something into his ear, and you see Nalin turns and looks at you all and is and then sprints off just in further into Candlekeep and just leaves. And you see as Fisk kind of turns back, you see there's a very serious look on his face. He's like, all right, well, Nalin's busy. We should go talk. Back to the study room. And you see Fisk is now apparently your guide, because your actual guide has just vanished, has just sprinted off into Candlekeep at full dead sprint. This man, he was running a race deeper into Candlekeep. And you all follow Fisk back through these emerald doors and back into the hearth. You see now that there's it's probably one of the busiest times of day. There's a ton of people in here. There's adventurers who finally woke up from their drunken stupor last night from all the free alcohol, about to start their day with some more alcohol. Eris. There's
Era the dog.
There's a bunch of the avowed that are in here getting lunch as well. So it's extremely crowded. But you do kind of follow Fisk back to that study room that you all had, where all the books are. As you all, nice. As I see the change, Morgan. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Not yet. We probably have another session.
How? Question mark?
But it's relevant now.
As you all kind of enter this study room, and you see you all kind of pile in, and Fisk kind of closes the door, the sliding door behind you all. And yeah, he kind of sits down. You see all the books are still kind of scattered about that you all had requested earlier. And Fisk kind of sits almost at what would be the head of the table. He kind of pulls a chair around to almost be at the head, but not quite. It's off to the side still.
There's sit at the table, but turn the chair around.
Yes, absolutely. Fucking get it. Yeah.
Mark standing and looking at Fisk, basically. He knows Fisk has something to say.
Yeah. He's like, look, I don't know exactly what Savikas said to you to make you believe that it was to believe that you have to go to the Nine Hells. I have traveled with you all long enough to know that you are all good people and you want to help people, and I feel like she probably pulled on that very hard in order to get you to do something that would be helpful for her. But I guess I don't know what...
She thinks if there's something on that side that if we messed with, we could get the city back on this side, saving all the people Creed betrayed, whoever's still there.
Yes, it is...
And she did mention that if we decide not to go, she would take time to call in favors from people who might still be here, but they would just be doing a favor. We're involved.
Yes. No, I mean, Savikas knows what she's talking about when it comes to the Nine Hells, so if she thinks that the solution to getting all those people back and saving lives is on the other side, then that is probably true. I mean, I guess you all have not traveled to another plane, right? I mean, the Nine Hells was my first, so I guess welcome aboard, I guess. It is.
You've been there.
I have.
I'm definitely not okay with this.
Good. That means you're a reasonable person. That's amazing.
I don't want to go.
Good.
We don't live in El Terrell. We don't know those people. We have nothing to do with them. It doesn't actually concern us. I'm not doing this for them. I don't care enough about random people to do this for them. But I know Spark does, and I know it's gonna be basically impossible to talk you out of this, Spark. And I'm not letting anybody out of my sight. So if you go, we all go. So either we all go or none of us go, because I'm not letting anybody out of my sight. We are not splitting up our group.
You know what happened the last time we split up at an impasse?
Especially for something like this. If one of us goes to hell, we're all going. I'm not letting anybody go alone or split up.
Why do
Either we all go or none of us go.
Like, do I want to go help? Yes, but we have to be honest about our expectations here. We barely made it out of the Duke's basement. We had 2 people get knocked unconscious, almost died while we were there. And those were just a few little devils. Hell is full of them. So we can't expect to be the heroes. We have to let other people do the heavy lifting because we're not qualified. We're just going to get killed.
So basically we could act as
I'm not done, Nafira. Sorry. Okay. Something else I wanted to say. Savikas did mention about investigating. If we are going in with the expectation that we're just investigating and figuring things out, trying to lay low, not being the heroes storming in right there trying to kill Zariel, then I'll consider it. But this is a death
what I
wish.
was going to say. Like, if we go in as, like, the reconnaissance team, we just stealth. We go in, sneak around, we find the thing, and we figure stuff out, and then we send word back. Or we come back and for the people who can do it. I agree with Eris on that one.
I don't know where you thought I would want to fight Azrael.
You see Fisk looks at you like, did I not hear you say you want to fight the original Nightmare? Something that doesn't even, it's not even, you're going to, is it different? Or is it the same?
It is different because the original Nightmare
personal.
He's hurting my friends.
Okay, well maybe Zariel
I
will
have-
decide to hurt one of you. Who knows? Then what? Then are
Oh,
you
then
gonna
it
go
will be
fight her?
on
Okay,
site.
great, wonderful. Okay, that's what we
Then
need
it
to hear
will be
before
on
this.
site.
Great, wonderful. Okay.
But-
Okay, so lay low
If
unless
that happens, we play it smart.
Yes.
Okay?
Sparking told twice in a row by Nefira to play it smart? What is going on?
We almost
He
died.
needs
That's
to
what's
be
going
his
on.
anchor. The only one that I know will be there that you all might need to restrain me from is Creed. My hope would be if we could sneak in there, let the blood war play out around us to keep attention from us. And best case, we find a way to bring the city back and it will hopefully take us with it. Since I've never heard of this plane shift spell. I have no idea if... I don't know if this is going to be a one-way trip. That's the only thing causing me to hesitate.
Well,
How did you get back, Fisk?
well, that was Savikas. It was Savikas, Kamar, and I all exploring. Savikas can cast the spell. Is she not going to be the one to... well, I guess she wouldn't. You can't do it from here. Yes, if there's... I mean, if there's someone else who's going to cast the spell, they most likely can, if needed, if you meet them, Pip, you would be able to get a hold of them and be like, hey, get us out of here, it's going very poorly. So there's at least that. But no, yes, Savikas was the one who cast every time I've gone, which is too many times. I will not be going again. Thank you. I know the invite wasn't there, but please do not invite me. I don't want to go. Thank you.
You kind of made it sound like you were going to part with us once our business in the city was done.
Well, I didn't know you were going to hell, but so I thought it was just you would deliver the box. You would be like, oh, this is interesting. The thing in the box, very interesting. We're going to go home now. So I was like, well, I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, we were kind of thinking that too.
Yes. Wow, crazy.
Sparks hero complex. So.
That...
and me refusing to let anyone out of my sight, so...
You don't need to call me out like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Spike. Right now I kind of do.
Well, okay,
we're going to hell because of you, so...
So it is, there's at least two. There's two that are undecided. Pip, Eris. I mean...
I don't want to go, but I will follow you guys anywhere. So if you guys want to go, then I'll be there.
I don't want to go, but...
Look, I would be very
if you
concerned...
decide to go.
I would be very concerned. The only person I know that always wants to go to hell is Savikas, and...
I mean...
I don't know what that's all about, but,
I'm not super thrilled, but this is... I can't just look away. I just can't walk away from this situation. They'll eat me alive.
Let you or any one of our party walk into a situation like that alone. Especially after the week we've had. None of you are allowed out of my sight right now. So, if one of us is going, we should all go. That or we will tie you down and not let you go if we're all very against it.
Smart kind of just has a look on his face that basically reads as, I'm not sure you could tie me down.
Oh,
you want to bet, Smart?
Verbally say it, but...
If both of them, because Nefira can definitely read Sparkle enough to be like, oh, you want to bet? If
she caught that look in his eye.
Yeah. It's like if Eris and Pip, if they say absolutely not, we're not going, and you can't change our mind about this, we're not going, and I'm not letting you go, and there's nothing you can do to stop me from stalking you. I'm sorry, Spark, but there isn't. You want to bet? Test me. Test me, Spark.
I would rather
Fisk
not.
Fisk leans away from all of you. He's like, okay, wow, all right, so tensions are so high. That's great. Okay, well, okay. It seems like a tentative, like a maybe, like put it on our calendar for possible.
Eris, she's gonna
tonight.
pull a whole glass of whiskey with the rocks in it out of her coat, and she's gonna do the whole Eris. She switched the chair around. So now she's leaning back, is swirling it like a noir detective.
Eris,
somebody just
pass me
give
some of that.
Eris an ass.
Pass me some of that right now, Eris.
And then she's gonna say, well, I do want to help these people. And I guess the mystery is really getting to me about how we gotta find this on the switch to bring it back to the material plane. So I guess I'll go. Takes a nice sip of her drink.
Sip. Do you pass any to Nefira?
A wind goes by.
But if you're gonna reach over and just take... If you're just gonna reach over and just take
not gonna take it. No, she can't. No, she can't. No,
take a swig.
No. We're not roll for that. You're not taking it from Eris.
Yeah,
What do
I roll for that?
Does Nefira have another one that can just pass to Nefira?
If Eris wants to, Eris can pass some whiskey if she wants to. If not, it's going to be a contested roll. Don't touch a woman's whiskey.
Pass me some.
Spark is not giving anyone guidance.
Nope. This is a.
He sees this happening and
what am I rolling?
Involved.
What kind of?
It would be probably either athletics or acrobatics. You both can choose depending on what you're doing.
Oh, acrobatics for sure.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
a plus.
I
rolled an 18.
You rolled an
18 and I got a +6.
You rolled an 18? Holy shit!
Yeah,
I just rolled a 12.
Who's strength.
And
I have a +6.
That's a 15 for me.
A 15. Yeah. So Eris, after you've kind of swirled this and taken a big sip of the glass, you see that you look back down and the bottle is just moved over to
I have a bottle. I just have a
said
glass.
bottle? I thought you said bottle.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
just
she
have a
just had a
glass.
glass.
Oh, you had a glass.
She
Got a glass
I'm
of the
casually
rocks in her
swirling.
coat.
Yes.
I'm being a noir detective, okay? I have to have my glass. Just swirl around.
How long have you had that in your
But like
pocket?
it's just in front of Nefira now. And just,
Yeah, Eris put it down and it immediately
slam it
went
down
to
and be like,
Nefira. You both have now
Gulp.
drank
Slam it
half a
down.
shot of
Well,
whiskey.
Guess we're going to hell now, guys.
Fix is like, look, you don't have to. You two, stop fighting over the whiskey. Get your own whiskeys.
Not me.
That's fair. Nefira, do not take a
I didn't
woman's
fight, I
whiskey.
just took.
Don't take a woman's
Eris is
whiskey.
looking at
This is
Nefira like
a.
dead in the eye. Don't try that again.
We're going to hell. I need this as much as
You can.
do.
There's so
It
much
just, like,
free
slides it
whiskey.
back.
Just take a whiskey. Okay. All right. No fighting yet. Wait till you're in hell if you're going to fight. That is basically guaranteed.
Spark kind of pauses. Is like, that is kind of a point. We should. And Spark kind of looks at Aries. We should do something about this tension. We're going to be in an incredibly stressful situation.
We need to be 100% on the same page and no tension between us. Like, I've never done well with tension between any of us, and you all know that. And I'm really not okay with this tension, and we need to work it out right now before we go.
Nice music change, man.
I didn't do it. What's me?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
That started. Who gave Morgan control to Bardley?
But yeah, as you you'll see, you start this conversation. you see Fisk is like, kind of serious again. It's like, look, if you all have some things you need to work out, I can step out of the room and go get myself a whiskey, apparently, because that is sounding very good as of right now. But should I leave?
If you do, could you bring 2 glasses back so there's nothing for these 2 to fight over?
I somehow think they still will, but yes, I will go get that. So, okay, I will be right back. I will just, like, knock and leave it outside, okay? Because I have a feeling I don't... Maybe wait till after so that way no one can be, like, chucking a glass at each other. That seems like, that's probably, like,
I think
good.
it would escalate to that?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of fights.
Maybe you should take that glass.
Eris, can I please take that glass from you?
Yeah, Eris slides it over.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Y'all are making me wish I took that 5th level of Paladin so Spark could just drop Zone of Truth and be like, therapy spell!
Nope, no therapy instead. So yeah, you see Fisk is like, okay, I will be back with alcohol in 20 minutes. Don't kill each other before, or get loud enough that you get kicked out of Candlekeep. Mainly by killing each other. Okay. And you see that Fisk stands up and walks out and, like, quietly shuts the door.
Just say, thank you, Fisk.
Yeah, okay. You're welcome. Oh, boy.
All right, guys.
I said yesterday I wouldn't try pushing, but situations have changed. What were you shown?
Eris, we need to talk about this clearly. I'm freaking terrified, and I don't want to lose any of you, especially not over something as stupid as a nightmare from the original nightmare. You're my family, all of you, and we've already lost one member of our family just in the past week. I refuse to lose another one, especially over something like this, but especially before we're going to go to hell. No. We need to work this out. Please. Because if we can't, we're not going to hell. I will put that down right now. If we can't work this out, and we're not
Eris being like, so
on the right page.
Dig my heels in. Why did you give Eris that easy out?
Well, because I'm not doing this unless we're all, like, no tension between us.
When Spark brought up the, like, contents of the nightmare, Eris, like, kind of, like zoned out for a second. And then as Nafira keeps talking, she kind of, like, snaps back in. I don't know what tension you're, I just didn't give you a hug. Like...
Yes, you do know what tension we're talking about. Don't play this. Look.
It's even picking up on it.
All cards on the table. Come on. We are not hiding anything from each other right now. Not now. Not when we're about to agree to do something as stupid as what we're about to do.
I don't want to think about it.
No one wants to think about it, Eris. But we kind of have to. You're the one who says we're not up to this skill-wise. Well, if we go into hell with this kind of tension, we're definitely not up to it. But we have at least a chance if there's no tension. So we're talking this out, and we're talking it out now.
It's either now in a comfortable inn, tavern, sorry, or in a dome in an unfamiliar location with 500 other things going wrong.
And probably fighting for our lives at that moment as well. Like, we have to talk about it. We're all scared. I don't want to lose any of you.
Well, why don't... If we're going to talk about something, Nafira and Spark, why don't you share with the rest of us?
Sure.
If that's not important.
This is out of character laughter. This is just out of character.
Oh gosh.
This is immediately like, oh, what's that? The throat.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Eris is very familiar with a stab to the throat currently.
Oh. Okay.
That was painful. Okay.
Okay, no secrets.
Well,
we
just judging on everything, honestly, you probably have both known, like, our whole lives growing up that Spark and I probably like, totally head over heels crushes for each other. I didn't know about it, but then again, I'm involved. So, but I'm quite certain that, like, the rest of you knew. And I know I've talked to you about my crush before, Eris. We had girls' night one time. You don't remember that? We're in the woods, at the hideout. The boys were back at their house. One of their houses, I can't remember which.
Why is
but
that
you
one?
and I we were hanging out.
It was Eris's turn to watch?
Well, no, it was back at home.
Oh, okay. No, like...
This was back at home. It was a few years ago.
No,
But Eris,
sorry.
when I started realizing that I liked him, I told you about it after panicking for a while. You asked me why I was panicking, and I told you. You don't remember this? We had this conversation. You knew I had a crush on him. Well, anyway, it turns out he had one on me too, and he confessed, and then I said I liked him back, and so now we're dating. But I'm surprised.
Yeah, and you didn't tell us that you were dating.
We had a lot of other stuff going on.
It's the
I was
very
going too.
It's something we only talked about barely a week ago, and I wanted us to go on 1 or 2 dates to just make sure it wasn't just trauma talking.
Yeah, and we're still kind of trying to figure it out. But obviously, I was gonna talk to you about it, but everything else going on made it kind of...
We were hoping
It was a little...
maybe...
I had a lot of other stuff on my mind. It kind of got pushed to the back burner. It's not like I was subtle about it.
Everyone else knew about this? Why am I always the last person to find things out?
You didn't pick
I
up
thought
on
you
it?
knew. I thought you noticed.
No.
I Spark kind of looks at the fairs like, I thought we were the last
Earlier
to know.
today, but I wasn't...
Kind of thing for
That's
each
what that
other.
was. Okay.
But,
Yeah.
No one tells me anything.
It's been
Sorry,
like
Pip.
a couple days, okay? It's not like it's been long. It's only been a couple days.
You said that we always knew.
And
It's only been a couple days that it's been official. That we talked to, that we knew.
yeah, we wanted to.
There's no way you didn't know
I didn't know.
beforehand, though. Really?
During this fun conversation, can Eris try to sneak out of the room?
Yeah, go for it.
No,
Give me a stealth check, and everyone else give
Spark
a
is
perception
gonna
check.
try
Oh
keeping-
no!
Haha,
No,
19.
That's
Spark
not nice
guidance
to me at
though,
all.
and so let's see Spark's total perception.
Yeah, no
Wow.
guidance from Spark.
Ooh,
No,
that's a
he
plus
guided
4
himself.
on top of a natural 19. You're not going anywhere, Eris.
I got a 9.
Spark got a dirty 20.
Sorry, what was that, Pip?
16.
So
Yeah.
you all are actively the three of you. Who said
What's
wait?
a 19 plus 4? 23?
The three of you are actively having this conversation, and it occurs to you, Eris, you were like gonna sneak out, or just like kind of step outside.
I just whirl around.
Yeah, and you all see that Eris does it. Eris is like, it looks like was gonna like kind of step out quietly while you all were talking, but all of you just like that perfect lull in the conversation of like, wait. Everyone else knew, and then in that moment, Eris had like stood up from the table, So, Eris, if you want to keep walking out, you are more than welcome. But everyone is aware that you are attempting to
We're all
leave.
staring at you.
Yeah.
And Nefera is giving you those eyes. She's giving you that look as if you sit your butt down right now.
Spark's gonna move to stand in front of the door and cross his arms and do his best to
Don't make
use
Nefera pull a
the
dagger
most
out.
of his
Don't make
shit.
her pull a dagger out.
Spark's actually
Okay, Eris
intimidating.
does the thing. Before everyone starts pulling out daggers and standing in front of doors,
Everyone tries to kill Eris. The fuck?
Eris does
Don't try to kill
one
Eris.
of those things.
You don't want what things?
One of where you start to get up and then back down. Yeah.
Okay.
Just adjusting your seat, obviously.
Obviously, yes.
Obviously. Not trying to sneak out anywhere.
All right, Eris, your turn to share.
So as you all are having this conversation, you realize that you had started asking Eris about her nightmare, and then immediately turned the conversation about yourselves. As Eris attempted to leave, you then tried to keep Eris from leaving. No one needs an insight check to realize what is going on here.
Yeah. So Nefera's just like, your turn, Eris. Anything to share?
Yeah. I saved you all in my dream. After you got killed. And that's all that happened.
Yeah, you're definitely leaving something out.
You're
And
omitting
clearly
things.
it was bad. Nefera just literally crawls across the table to just tackle Eris and hug.
No, Eris is gonna push
Sorry,
her
you don't
off.
get a choice in this.
No, I get to push. I get to push Nefera off.
Oh my goodness.
She's clinging
Competitive
so tight.
athletics to try to tackle hug.
She's just on top of you, in your chair. She's like, mm-mm.
Pip's gonna message Eris and
Mhm.
say, you don't have to talk about anything you don't want to. It's okay.
Eris does finger guns.
Finger guns.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, Spark's gonna track the finger guns to him.
No, I don't think Eris did. I was,
No, those
I
are
was
mental
making
finger
joke.
guns.
Yeah,
If I
mental
can
finger
respond
guns.
back,
The
Pip
finger
knows that I
guns.
responded with finger guns.
You just respond back
Finger
with the
gun
word
emoji.
finger
I mean,
gun.
if anyone's doing finger guns, it is Pip, because you're with the points and cast.
That's true, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he's not.
So
You don't have to go into detail, Eris, but clearly something bad happened after that. And just don't let it cause tension between us.
Spark will move forward and
I think that I am responding appropriately to a nightmare. And I don't think I'm the source of the tension here. It's y'all wanting to give me hugs and me not really feeling up to it because I had a very scary experience. And that's it.
You know I respond in hugs to anything that upsets you.
But then sometimes you have to recognize that just because I don't give you a hug, it could mean that maybe I'm dealing with some stuff, and it'll be fine. It's just a nightmare.
Okay, well, when you do feel up to talking about it, talk about it.
Okay.
Clearly, it's rough and it's affecting you still, and I don't want it to do that because I care about you, Eris.
Mhm.
You're my sister. And kind of basically sometimes my mom. So, you're the mom friend.
not your arm. You do help. And Spark kind of pauses, you do help. Well, keep these two in check when they're deciding to invoke chaos.
You
That's
and
fair.
Pip have helped raise me. And it's just, you're my family, Eris.
Hmm.
I know.
Hopefully, when we all have a good night's sleep, things will be fine tomorrow.
Yeah.
And hopefully, no more nightmares. Now that Pip is wearing that necklace, it better work as intended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Causes more
try.
problems.
Eris, that nightmare, Did you immediately know it was a nightmare?
No. Do people normally know they're having nightmares when they're having nightmares?
I mean,
I do.
Pip and I were immediately met with some incredibly traumatic imagery. So
No, it was kind of like... Well, it wasn't really similar, but it was kind of similar how, like, I told Pip I had this dream where we were all hanging out in Mortlock's bakery, and then Kenny, like, did some weird cult stuff. I had to beat him up. It was kind of like that, but if, like, the thing that interrupted the enjoying of the bakery was deadly.
So we might have to be careful if the necklace doesn't work.
I think that's obvious.
Sorry, what I mean is, with Pip and I, it was immediately obvious it was a nightmare. She had you lower your guard before doing her thing. Or she interrupted a legitimate dream. Who knows with deities?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if I ended up being too forceful. It's just, like Nefira said, we should try to make sure we don't have anything lingering, and sorry we didn't immediately tell you guys about our talk. I just wanted to be sure before we told anybody else.
Makes sense. I just wish I wasn't the last to know things sometimes.
I'm still surprised
Well, hey,
you didn't pick up on it.
thought I was the last to know about Spark's crush on me. So,
Mm-mm.
I mean, nobody knows when they're involved. Apparently, sometimes even people close to you don't pick up on it.
Mhm.
yeah.
But, and Spark kind of sits down. So if we go, it's to gather information, and he's looking at Eris to make sure he's repeating the plan right. Because he's aware that if things are going to go off the rails, it's going to be because of him. And best case, find a way to return Enterel to a prime material plane. Worst case, Pip calls for us to get a quick evac, and we tell Savikas she needs to send more experienced people.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay going under those conditions?
And if I want to add another thing, we shouldn't make any big decisions without consulting the whole group.
No contract.
No contracts.
I
no
know
deals,
very.
No.
I.
Yeah, no contracts, no deals, no changing of that plan without consulting everybody, if at all possible. Like,
I have heard
or as
stories.
soon as possible. Like, we consult each other.
I think from the stories I've heard from the senior clerics at my church, the only entity you do not have to be careful about with contracts is Celestials. I've been told if I ever end up doing anything extraplanar, do not talk to Fae, do not talk to demons, and do not make deals with devils. I have been explicitly warned about those three things. Oh, and undead on sight, but I mean, that's a given. People should be allowed to rest in their death.
Yeah. Oh, and another one. Every, however long, we can set a time for that in a bit, but mental health checks. where we just check up with each other and we make sure we're all doing okay, and that we're okay while we're down there.
Yeah.
Keep tabs on each other.
Yeah, I can
'Cause we
work with that.
can get through this if we stick together.
Mm-hmm.
As you all are kind of like looking around, you hear a slight knock. Don't know
You
if
can come
Discord
in,
picked that up.
Fist.
Fist is like, no, thank you. I left the whiskey. Okay, and then
We're good.
no, you hear he's like, no, that's fine. Come get me when you're actually good. Everyone have a shot together, and then he leaves.
Clark will open the door to see if he did the 4 shots.
He did. He left 4 shots of whiskey on a platter. And there's like a napkin, and it says, share, no one gets more than one on the napkin of the little platter.
Alright, well,
Clark
I
went
feel like we should do a
clattering
toast or something for
these
this.
that no. I was like, yes, I'll take a shot. What's the worst that can happen?
I feel like we should definitely do like a toast.
I just
or something.
imagine Spark taking a shot and having rolling a con save and it being like a nat.
Listen, part of me wants to say Spark is a lightweight, but then part of me is like, no, he is built like a strong man.
Yeah, but he could be a lightweight. He could be a
Never
lightweight.
know.
Yeah.
True, I mean,
Saphira is like
body mass could mean
tiny
nothing.
heavyweight.
Yeah, you
Again,
all
in
have
contrast.
you all have 4 normal size shot glasses of whiskey. But yeah.
Alright, guys, what are we toasting to? Because I feel like we should do one. But I don't know what to do it to.
You making it back
Never made a
alive?
toast before.
To making it through this alive and together.
Mm-hmm.
All for one and one for all.
All for one for all. And Spark will do his best to not choke on the drink as he downs it.
Has Spark drank before?
No.
Give me that con save, buddy. Everyone else, you're fine. If you've had a drink before, one whiskey in the afternoon will not require a con save.
Pip's never had
one
it
of those things
by
where he's
itself. Only in coffee one time.
Probably tried it once, decided he didn't like it, and has gone a while without having it again.
Yep.
So the dice are decided to have a sense of humor.
Oh no!
I think he... So this might be threshold 10.
Okay. Yeah, hey, Tate, you want to explain what a shot of whiskey is like?
It hurts and it makes you feel sad. You question your life's choices that led you up to that point, and it burns, and you're like,
Somebody get me water or milk.
that's acting.
Is that acting? That was acting.
Yeah, totally. I don't have a glass of whiskey in front of me, so it has to be.
Does anybody drink this stuff?
It's like no
I
big deal.
normally don't. This has been a bad day for me. This is the most I've had in a while.
Water, milk. Spark is looking if there's like a pitcher of water on the table.
There is, there was you had brought some, like, water in before, when you were bringing people drinks, so there's still, like, water in, on the table.
He finishes it off.
Nice. Yeah, as, you all do this little toast, Spark is suffering, but, he's a big guy. You're gonna feel warm and tingly for a little bit, but one shot is not gonna put you over the edge. One shot of whiskey, like normal whiskey, isn't gonna do anything. But as Pip, as you take this shot of whiskey, you feel it kind of like, burn down your esophagus, and you realize that like your chest is feeling like very warm, and you realize it's not. You thought it was just the whiskey, but you realize it's not just the whiskey. That necklace that is hanging on your neck is starting to burn a little bit against your skin. A little warm, a little burn. Not enough that you realized it right away as everyone was talking, but now that the whiskey is kind of amplified, that you realize that it does in fact not feel great.
Pip, you okay?
Pulls it away from his skin, but doesn't quite take it off because
Let's.
his first reaction.
Is there something up with the necklace?
Yeah, it's hot. It's warm.
Okay, let's go find someone who can tell us what is going on with that. What does that mean?
Maybe
Does it mean it's
wasn't
working?
just a divine
I don't know.
revelation that was bad.
Maybe. He takes it off.
Okay. If you're holding it, it will still be hot. If you're touching any of the actual obsidian part, the actual cord isn't hot, but the obsidian part feels like it's burning if you touch it at all.
Can Eris touch it to see if it burns her too?
Yeah, do you reach out for the necklace?
Mm-hmm.
Does Pip hand it over?
Yeah.
Eris, what's your
Pull
alignment?
it out.
Oh no, is it alignment based?
You know my alignment. You asked
I'm
me.
confirming since your recent development with shots.
Wait, is this what you asked my alignment?
Oh wait,
It was.
Oh
This is
no!
what that is. Okay.
Wait, has Eris had some of the square edges
believe
of her
that my
square painted
homegirl
on?
is still lawful good.
Lawful good? Okay. Yeah, as soon as you touch it, it is searing hot. And
She
it doesn't
drops it
feel,
immediately.
and that is a shock to you because you have very rarely felt something hot that you cannot touch as a fire genasi, and that is different.
What was that?
I
don't
think
know.
you
So
just
Nefer's
felt
gonna reach for it,
burned.
too.
I've never felt any.
So at first, definitely you're pick it up and keep
Wait,
it close
wait,
by everybody.
Eris, can you
X.
wait? Did it? God, I can't use any of the thing. I can't use any of the spots because you're fine touching a hot kettle. I've seen you do it in childhood before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my mom kept saying that I probably shouldn't touch that, but I was like, it doesn't hurt, Mom.
Oh,
And then
has
Pip,
picked up the necklace.
Feels fine. Doesn't feel hot at all.
did it feel like?
Guys, it's not hot though.
What?
It
Sure.
feels fine to me. What about you, Spark? What do you think?
it burned when I touched it last.
Okay, what about now? Because this is different.
Spark will reach forward and touch it with one of his fingers in Avira's hand.
It is not different. It
yeah.
is very hot. It is very, very painful.
Okay.
God, where's that hot kettle? I'd rather touch that.
Am I the only one who can wear this? But I don't want to be the only one protected. You guys need protection too. I mean, let's go ask someone who can tell us what's going on here.
We could
Is that- I
ask to
don't-
see
Is it just because it was
Savikas
given to
tonight.
me?
We can ask about that. Hold on, I'm gonna roll an intelligence check for Spark to see if he makes the connection between the coin thing and this.
Okay.
Not with a single digit. Yeah, we should possibly ask Savikas about this when we go to let her know. Also, Eris, when you touched it, did it feel like a quick, painful sting?
Yeah, kind of.
That's what it feels like when we get burned by stuff. I think you're the only
Now
fire
I can
genasi
see
that knows.
Why you don't touch like when you don't when we have something in the oven, why none of y'all took anything out of the oven.
Why we
Eris just
would
reaches
use it
in and
through
moves
wax.
stuff out of the oven, yeah.
I mean, pretty much. Wow. I just thought y'all were wimps, but
No, Eris,
so.
we physically can't.
Okay, that was when I was 9 or 10, and then I just didn't think about it. So
Let's go find someone to ask about this.
I will say you would know that the person to ask about this would be Savikas, as she is the Nine Hells specialist on the material plane, basically. She is the foremost expert in the Nine Hells.
Only see Savikas later today. Oh, wait, before we go back to see Fisk, Pip, maybe you send in on your mentor?
Oh yeah, that's.
What should we tell her? The contents of the contract?
There were a lot of words. If anyone...
I guess the important part is Creed...
If anyone's able to,
I feel
Should
like
we
the
though?
most important...
make it a little
Do-
shorter.
I feel like...
Because should we send a message to her though? Because didn't we already establish that the nightmares always came?
When Pip contacted his sister.
Yeah.
No, mentor,
Yes.
not sister.
Oh. Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is the mentor. Okay.
I
I got confused for a
feel
second. Never
like
mind.
the important bits are that Creed sold out El Terrell a magic item, took it to Avernus, checked Baldur's Gate for a similar item. How many words has that been? I feel like everything else is just kind of like window dressing. Important details, but not crucial for a short amount of words. Y'all have me curious now. I need to check the Paladin spell list. I need to see if Sendin's there.
I
I know it's
don't
on the
know if it
cleric
is.
spell list, but I don't think it's on the Paladin
I don't
spell
think
list.
so because it's a high up there spell for paladins.
Third level?
Yeah, paladins don't get
Oh,
that much.
yeah.
So
Third level spell. Yikes. He would not have this until near the end of the game.
mhm.
You know, if he survived. Nope. Nope. It's not there.
But yeah.
Y'all, once he hits second level, he spells for Paladin. He's gonna pop off with casted with what spell slots. So, Pip, maybe arrange those key sentences in a way that makes sense? Hear them?
I'll try.
Alright.
What were the key parts? I have Creed sold out El Trail to Zerial. And then my own brain lost the rest.
The second son transported the city to Avernus. There might be a similar object in Baldur's Gate.
Check Baldur's Gate for similar object.
Yeah, that's actually a full sentence. And she'll hopefully have the contacts in the city to have them check if she's already gone off on another adventure, since Sienna seemed to spark her wanderlust again. At the very least, she made it sound like she wanted to dodge the commotion we've left in the city. Yeah, those kids are alright.
19 words.
Perfect.
Okay. I guess add anything you want for your mentor.
Right now.
Yeah. It's
Sorry.
still daylight. I know
okay.
we usually do this at night, but she might need to cast Send In on several people too.
Yeah, that was me out of character, not realizing. Okay, yeah. Okay, so he's gonna send in Kamar.
Cool.
And say, hey, it's Pip. Krieg sold out Elturel to Zariel. Second son transported the city to Avernus. Check Baldur's Gate for similar object. And that should be 22.
Yeah, I accidentally turned it is to it's in my count.
You're good.
We're in like private, right? We're still in that city room.
The door is still closed and everything.
Pip, I actually have something I need you to send to someone as well.
Yeah, of course.
As Eris is about to talk, Pip, you hear Kamar back. I don't want to get because the sending spell is normally pretty walkie-talkie like.
Immediate.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. What the fuck do I want to say? Anyone want to give me hands? Cool, thanks. Yeah, you hear Kamar. Pippet, that is most intriguing of news. I will look to see if anything more sinister in Baldur's Gate is happening. Haven't left yet. How many do I have left after that?
One left.
Careful.
Aw, that's so tender.
Spark kind of pauses for a moment while Pip is receiving the
Did
message.
we at all mention that we're planning to go to hell?
Nope.
In our message?
No, we did not. No, but Spark kind of pauses while Pip is receiving the message. It's like, oh heck, Pip, you could have telepathically connected with Eris or Nefira to let them listen in.
Oh, right.
I forgot about that one.
Can you do that for this message that I need you to send?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. I need you to send this to Luca. And I want you to say exactly what I say. I've already got the number of words. It's like way under 25, so we don't need to worry about it. Are you ready, Pip?
I can't wait for this.
All right. Luca, it's Eris.
It's Eris.
Contacting you via Pip.
Contacting you via Pip.
Do you know anything about Sanek?
Do you know anything about Sanek? Eris.
Hey, contingency plan. If anyone's gonna know, it's Luca.
Oh wait, Morgan, did Pip set up the telepathic link with Eris before sending?
Yeah.
All right, hey Morgan, what are you sending to Luca? Send it back. Say it back.
I did.
You did, just very quietly.
You did. You repeated it.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I did not pick up. I'm sorry.
No, I
you.
didn't. I didn't realize you. I thought you were just memorizing it.
No, it was.
Okay. So you send this off to Luca, and there's a longer than average pause, and just when you think that that he's not going to respond, you hear, "What? Sanek, yes. Real nasty stuff, but useful. I could maybe get some in a couple weeks. It's not common. Need to talk to some contacts." That's all you hear back.
Yeah, her alleyway buddy is her dealer.
That was so unhelpful. Luca, I want to know what it did. I didn't want to have any. Well, that was unhelpful.
Again tomorrow?
Yeah.
This is also me. Did you say what does it do?
Huh?
Did you say what does it do in your message?
No.
No, I said, do you know anything about it? I didn't ask for any.
Good, because I was like, I don't think you asked what does it do specifically.
No, but I also didn't ask to get any, so...
Hey, look, he's a dealer, all right? That's what people contact him for. Information and drugs, not what it does. He's not a science boy. He's not like, let me tell you the
Well,
chemical
he knows it's
breakdown.
real nasty stuff.
Yeah.
I hope that he'd know more about why. But Eris will just ask him tomorrow.
Okay.
No big deal.
All right. So, should we go meet back up with Fisk?
Sure.
All right.
Alright.
Who has the necklace?
Not Eris.
I guess
I'm assuming
Vera
if Vera
does.
still does.
And who has the piece of paper?
The note?
It was
Yeah,
Did you
Nafira,
give
right?
the note back? I don't know if you gave the note back to me.
No, I would still have that if I'm assuming that Savikas gave it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
So I would-
Savikas didn't take it.
Yeah, the note at least I would still have then.
Yeah, so Eris, as you now are holding, or not Eris, Nafira, you
Yeah.
are now holding the necklace, and you see that the note saying, please keep this on you, it's for your own protection. You all head back out to meet with Fisk. As you kind of head out of the room, you see that Fisk is sitting in the same booth that he had originally sat in when you all had came in for breakfast, and he seems to be eating or just finishing some sort of wrap or sandwich. And he kind of looks up. He's like, "Okay, so things are looking slightly better. You all are looking like you might have
Yeah.
talked.
Also, Fizz,
No one's dead. That's good. Yes, hi.
Fisk, why do people toast with whiskey? That stuff is awful.
What would you toast with?
Milk?
What?
Water?
What? No.
Me.
Okay, you're never allowed to make any toasts or be in charge of
Juice.
any planning of anything, okay? Juice? No. You have to burn so you remember what you toasted, okay? Don't look at me like that. What? Someone was... What? Nafira, you
Sorry,
were saying
Nafira.
something?
So what? See, we'd given the necklace to Pip to wear, and she holds it up. Because Savikas said that it's actually supposed to help protect against having your mind read.
Okay.
So we gave it to Pip to wear, but it got too hot, and then it was burning him, so he took it off, and then he handed it to Eris, and it burned Eris, and then Spark still can't touch it, it's still burning him. I'm the only one who can touch it. Do you know anything about why that would be happening? We're gonna ask Savikas later, but I figured you said you've been to Avernus and stuff a few times. Do you know anything?
Well, look, I was there when you got it. It was all super scary. It all just saved my life. And I was like, oh, now there's a necklace appearing. Wonderful. What's next? Maybe it's specifically, attuned to you?
Maybe?
Fun.
I mean, that
Okay.
would make sense. I mean,
And
it says
Also,
your
everybody... Sorry to interrupt. Everybody check your headphones. There's an echo coming from somebody.
Oh,
necklace. I'm not hearing an echo.
I hear an echo.
Is it me then?
just everyone make sure your audio sources are off in Video.Ninja too. In case
They are.
Yeah?
I know mine is off.
I only joined with a camera.
yeah, same.
Me too.
It was probably
I
Discord
don't
picking
hear
up on
an
somebody's speaker, so it's all good now. Sorry to interrupt you, Tate.
No, oh, that's good to know. Echoing sucks. But yeah, so yeah, maybe it's just for you.
Oh, Fisk, sorry. We've only just been here, and there wasn't much luck for me in Baldur's Gate. Sorry, I'm laughing at the thing that Savikas posted in the chat. Are there any parks here? Like, chunks of nature in the city, so that way people don't need to step out and fork over another book to get in?
Not really. I mean, most of the people that are religious here are kind of religious to like the gods of knowledge or anything like that. So this is actually kind of, almost a temple in a sort of way. So there might be like a really small new tree that they planted somewhere. But I don't think... Or books. Books are just dead trees. You could just...
I don't think that's gonna work for...
Yeah, no, as soon as I said it, I was like,
me.
no, that's probably not right, but...
Alright, thank you. Now, wait until after we leave the city before I try praying for... Just to double check that I'm following the vision, right?
Sure. Yeah, no, I'm not a religious man, so, you try whatever you need. So did you made a decision? Yes or no? Going, not going?
Yes, with some strict conditions.
Honestly, probably not a bad idea. Probably a good idea to have those.
Mostly because of me.
I didn't want to say I wouldn't. Yes. Yes, that seems correct. Okay. No. Okay. So, is there anything? When are you going to tell Savikas? Are you going to tell her sooner, or you said 5
Tonight.
Tonight.
She said she wanted her answer by. Logan, you beat me to the punch.
Nolan,
yeah.
Nolan, going to stop by to get our answer. Anyways,
At 5, yeah, because Spark asked him to come back at 5, but
yeah,
I don't know if Fisk. No, I don't think Fisk was there.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, we asked I asked the Green Dragonborn to come by around dinner since that's when Savikas wanted an answer by, and she made it sound like she was going to be spending most of the afternoon cast in Thunden and breaking the news to people it needs to be broken to.
That is fair. Yes, well...
Oh! Spark kind of looks over at Pip. Those, 2 people we met on the road the other night. Shall we contact them to let them know? So that way, if they do meet any of their countrymen who didn't get wrapped up in it, they can spread the news?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll have to do it tomorrow, but I can do that.
The 2 uses tomorrow if you still have the capacity by tomorrow night. Since I imagine we're going to be getting back on the road again soon.
Do you
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, do you need to get provisions or anything? You could put in orders for, what are they called?
Rations?
Yeah.
Rations?
My brain. You can put in orders for rations at the bar, if you think you'll need them.
Actually,
Probably
Fizz,
should. I don't want to have to rely on Goodberry too much.
That is fair. That is fair.
That's fair. Listen, I guess the druids are more used to it than us. Fizz, since you've been there several times from the sounds of it, any advice beyond the you probably shouldn't go?
Don't touch the River of Styx. You will forget anything you've ever known about yourself.
I thought that was the River Letha.
No, don't touch it. It's bad. Don't speak.
What does
friends,
it look like?
A blood.
Why would we touch a blood river?
You guys touch a lot of things. I don't know. All right. I was like, look, if it looks intriguing, don't touch it. Okay.
Spark looks over at Pip.
What?
It's not a book. Pip's not going to touch it.
Oh, fair.
Be careful. Everyone has an agenda. Everyone has their own thing they are trying to accomplish. It could work in your favor. It will probably not work in your favor. Get used to eating sand because every food you bring from here will taste like sand.
Wait, Goodberry could be useful. It won't taste sour.
No, it'll just taste like sand. So, I mean, I guess you don't even really need to get rations because, yeah, it's like sand and ash. It's hot. It's really, really hot. And if you see like streaks of fire in the sky, be careful because they could be fireballs that will blow you up.
Oh, that's fun.
There's a place. It is. Well, I can't tell you where it is because it moves a lot, but it is called the Wandering Emporium. It is kind of like a neutral zone in Avernus. You can buy things. You can get actual food that doesn't taste like sand. It is kind of, as long as you can pay the price, you will be pretty safe there. So look out for that. It's a bunch of you will be able to see it. It looks like nothing else there. So
does it take gold pieces?
No. It takes soul coins. Yes.
I don't feel comfortable about that.
You know,
how easy is it to steal from?
Don't. It's very not easy to steal from. If you're going to steal, just don't go. You will end up captured there forever. Yes, it would be bad. So if you don't have the money, just keep walking. Probably. But if you do, it could also be... you could also just talk to people. It's a good source of information because they go everywhere.
How does one get money in Avernus?
Probably by killing people. And by people, I mean devils. Or people.
Okay.
Yeah, either one. Yes.
So basically just...
the usual.
Yeah.
Kill people and then loot the corpses. Okay.
Yes.
I can work with that.
Is there a way to free the souls?
I'm pretty sure I'm not. I don't know. I think there is, but I never did because there's a reason they're in a coin. So...
Bar kind of pauses and, in a rare moment of discretion from him, kind of leans in and whispers, I think what the Duke said to us will come true. We'll see her as a coin down there or something.
Oh, I bet she won't be a coin, if I had to bet. She will be way worse than she was here, probably.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Yes.
So, more reasons to not get near the blood war.
Oh, yes. Also stay away from that. The devils and demons will just kill anyone they come across, including each other, so steer clear.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you for the information. Should we... Should we keep up with the research or just chill for the remainder of the time before the assistant comes by again?
I don't know.
Is there anything else you all would like to research?
Barak would actually probably, even though he knows he's not the best at this, want to look into I guess, divine wards. Something in his wheelhouse to try to guard his allies.
Like spells?
Ritual stuff.
Okay.
Like religious rituals.
Yeah. You kind of mentioned this to Fisk, and Fisk kind of looks around and is like, anything from anyone else? I will go get someone to try to bring us some books on any of those things.
I also say this, like, Spark can ritually cast his paladin spells. The poor boy's not that smart, cut him a break.
No? Okay, well, I will be right back then, and I will see if we can get some books or something on that. And you see that Fisk goes over and talks to another Avowed. There seems to be some that just kind of linger in case people need books or anything. And
I don't know, I should put this book back.
and you see another Avowed kind of head off out of the tavern. And you see after about probably only like 15 minutes or so, as you didn't ask for anything super complicated, you basically just wanted like paladin religious spells, abjuration spells. You see they come back with about 2 books that seem to be pretty thick, just like not legitimate spell books, but like information on spell books. And I will just send you, or you could look it up yourself. It's just the entire paladin abjuration spells. So you have like ceremony, protection from evil, shield of faith, aid, lesser restoration, dispel magic, remove curse. All of those.
He gets a very detailed preview of what's to come if he survives.
Yes. And yeah, it doesn't take you too long to read through it. It's a lot of things, not that you're familiar with, but at least the way it's written, you're pretty familiar with from your time at Temple. What are the rest of you doing as Spark is kind of reading and you all are waiting, I guess, kind of just trying to relax or stress about your future travel plans?
Yeah, Eris says something I want her to do. I want her to go grab a drink, and then pull Fisk over to have a private conversation with him.
Okay. Yeah. You grab a drink, and as Pip and Nefira are kind of sitting next to Spark, as he's reading through a spell book, you all are over there. You see that Fisk kind of gestures over to the far side of the bar and is like, yes, did you want to talk like novellas, or, I mean...
No, I think I need some advice.
Oh, okay, sure. And then he flags down the bartender and gets himself a drink. He's like, okay, yes, advice, great, okay, sure.
How do you know that the people who you're traveling with are gonna have your back and they're not just gonna turn on you when you're bleeding out?
Wow, okay. He takes a big sip of the drink.
Especially in hell.
Right. I guess that is kind of hard, right? You always want to believe that the people you travel with will always have your back. But life is complicated and it is messy, and people make mistakes, or they do things where they thought in the moment it was the right thing to do, but it turned out not to be. I think you might not always be sure that they will have your back, but if you are sure that they will try their best and at least give effort. Wait, hold on. Where is this coming from? Why all of a sudden are you... this is why your sixth drink...
I told you, I don't feel anything.
I am incredibly concerned. The concern only rising, actually. What is going on, Eris? I see what is going on. I am not blind. This is new. I'm assuming that was your friendly nightmare pal that you all have become very close with in the past few days.
I should have thought of this.
They died, all of them, the gremlins, and I could save them by dying instead. I took all of their blows, and Spark just walked over me like I was nothing. And Pip said that he would never do the same thing. And they went to check on other people.
Look, I haven't known your friends for as long as you have, obviously, but I will tell you right now, there is no way that man would step over anyone's body that was dying. And you know that, and I know that. And
I'm just confused because there are some things that I saw that were true.
I mean, what makes a nightmare the most scary is when there are parts of it that are true. If it's so outlandish that you can tell it would never happen, it's easy to say it wouldn't be scary.
I guess, but like how? I don't know how to tell what's real.
Do you...
Like she said that I was dying because of Pip, and Pip said that it was all his fault. And like the curse is coming after him, so it's kind of true, but like I don't think he would hurt anyone on purpose.
What do you want to believe about Pip? Change it. Take the nightmare back. What do you want to believe would have happened?
That he's my best friend. And that he would go to me instead of Cassius.
And what about Spark?
I mean, I would hope that if I was bleeding out that he wouldn't just go to Nefira. But if Nefira's bleeding out too, I don't know.
Look, this is why I don't travel with couples. After Savikas and Kamar, no more. Okay?
Wait, they were dating?
What? I thought I thought that was so obvious. What?
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
took some
and if
notes,
you
but I
didn't
couldn't
tell
get
us
a
yet.
perfectly good read on the dynamic of the relationship.
No, it's messy. Okay. No,
Okay.
that's besides the point. Anyway, no. Sorry. No novellas. It's messy. Okay, you know it. I know it. It's messy.
I know.
But no, I'm. Look, I've never decided to become, a little study thing for the original nightmare, so I cannot tell you exactly about how much your nightmares are bad, but I will say that they're probably top notch. Like, if I was going to rank nightmares, ones that are actively given to you by the Mother of the Night Parade are probably going to really fuck with you. And it makes sense that you are still dealing with this. It's only been a few hours, but I think just remembering what your friends have done for you when they have saved your life.
I'll try to remember that. Eris is gonna finish her drink and then say, Fisk, you give such good advice. It's like you've done it before. Like, do you have any kids?
No. I always wanted kids, but it just never quite worked out that way. So I'm glad I could help someone, at least, with some fatherly advice.
Thank you, Fisk.
For sure.
Eris is gonna give Fisk a hug if he lets her go.
Yeah, he gives a hug and then also immediately is ordering a second drink from the bartender as Eris gives him a hug. And he deals with his life.
What did I do to this man?
You just accidentally called him, no, that isn't scarred over yet.
Maybe the original Nightmare's got something on that. We'll find out.
Maybe he has had a visit. He just nailed his wisdom save.
Eris has gotten her advice. That's it for me.
Nice. So yeah, do you head back over to where Spark is studying? Or where's Eris head up?
Or, I mean, I'll head to wherever everyone is.
Yeah, I think everyone was just kind of in that booth around Spark as he was reading his book.
Spark kind of leans back and is like, wow. I don't think I'm going to be able... A few of these sound like they might do what I want, but they're a ways off. Like, potentially the peak of my power ways off.
Well, can you do that, like, thing that I can do? The thing that, makes that made the, one of the devil guys. Did I save your life? I mean, there are many times, but...
I did think about that, but that only holds for a few minutes. And we don't know when in the night the Mother of the Night Parade comes to visit Pip.
That's true.
If we had a solid idea of timing, I could cast it on him and maybe make it harder for her to hurt us? Sorry, wow. I should have thought of this before. At least for me, when I woke up in the nightmare, I only had my immediate stuff on me. Is that true for you too, Pip? How'd you write your sister a note then?
I just conjured it.
I
just wanted parchment and ink, and I had it. Yeah.
Maybe... Wait, you can do that in a dream? Wait, can you lucid dream?
I don't know, I've never tried. But I didn't do it in a nightmare. I did it while you were having yours, I think. Because I woke up and you were hurt, but That night I wasn't... It was just a dream, kind of.
Maybe we can do it in the nightmares as well?
Maybe.
I was so focused on basically giving her a piece of my mind that I didn't think to try anything else. Once I made contact. Maybe...
Because, I mean, I've always been a lucid dreamer, but I can't really conjure things. I just know that I'm dreaming.
Maybe that's a key to keeping us safe? Not just going with the flow of the nightmare?
Maybe.
I guess...
Eris gives a little squinty eye, because that's unfair. That's unfair. You have a choice.
Doesn't Smart doesn't know that you didn't have a choice. Jessica's the only one that knows you didn't have a choice. Maybe if there's a situation where Pip needs to send it on his sister and any of us recognize before we get hurt about what's going on, maybe we try to conjure things that can be at our aid?
Maybe.
Hopefully we don't need to try it, but...
Well, what about, I normally can't, or at least I've never really tried, but with lucid dreaming, when people normally lucid dream, can't they, like, wake themselves up? Once they know that they're dreaming? Have we... Have you guys tried that?
No.
Maybe try that next time.
Maybe. It stinks. I usually don't remember my dreams. And
yeah, if you lucid dream and once you're like aware that you're dreaming and stuff, and you're aware it's like the nightmare, just wake yourself up. Or it's at least worth trying. I don't know if it would actually work because it's the original nightmare and stuff, but it's worth a try.
We have some things to try the next time this happens, if there is a next time. Also, it stinks. I usually don't remember my dreams or nightmares, but thanks to this evil deity, I have a nightmare perversion of Pip's form seared in my memory.
Oof.
I really hope that's not what she's planning to do to you. It's not a good look for you, friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like you just the way you are, Pip.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
The way you should be. Not half snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so too.
So yeah, I guess we wait for the Green Dragonborn to get back.
If there's anything else you all want to talk to each other about, you are more than welcome to. Otherwise, you all kind of just, you get some rations from the bar. You get 5 each that you can put in your pack. And you see that there's, a low conversation. There's some more of the books that you all can kind of flip through that you had taken before and read a lot of. But you can reread them or go over your notes and get some food if you all are hungry. And you see that eventually Fisk also comes in, like brings a chair over, and he doesn't say much. You see he is reading a book that he definitely didn't have before, and it is definitely not an academic book. As Fisk is just reading another...
What kind of book?
It's definitely another novella that Fisk is reading. But kind of reading. Like, he gets through, like, 20 pages in, like, the entire afternoon. You see, he's a little distracted. He's got to reread the book several times. But eventually, around, like, 4:30 or so, you imagine, you see that Nalin comes back and is like, so I talked to Savikas. If your answer is yes, I'm supposed to bring you back to her. If your answer is no, I leave. So what is your answer?
Bring us to her.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. And he gets up, or he steps back, and you all follow him back outside, back across the courtyard, through the emerald doors again, and back up that spiral staircase to where Savikas is. As you see that he kind of knocks on the door and again steps aside to let you all enter. As you enter, you see that the entire room that had been like a little bit messy before is just askew. There's like tables overturned. There's kind of like ink on the ground. There's several spell books out. There seems to be a mirror that wasn't there before, a full like body length mirror that is on the wall. And you see that Savikas just looks extremely disheveled. You see Jezebel's like bouncing back like across a lot of the room. Looks like they have been very active in a lot of things that they were doing. And you see that as you return, Savikas turns and looks at you, is like, so you made your decision, I would guess, and it is a yes?
We're gonna go to at least scout out the situation and hopefully return the city to the prime material plane.
All right. Well.
Oh.
Yes.
Also, curiosity.
Cool.
Spark kind of gestures to Nefira.
Oh,
The necklace seems to burn all of us but her.
Do you want an oven mitt? What do you want?
Well, what,
Is there
does it
some
mean?
property
Is
to
it-
the item for why
Does
it
that mean it's working?
is
Does it mean it's not
unusable?
working?
by 2/3 of us?
Is it safe? Is it not safe?
I think it probably means it's yours, as it has some initials and someone wrote you a letter. So probably it's just meant for you, and it's meant to burn anyone else, or it could be based on your outlook on life, how you interact. The Nine Hells is pretty famously bad for people who are very good people, so...
Oh.
And I'm going to be okay.
Oh.
Existential crisis.
Again, all the cover gone from Spark's face as he kind of, as it finally dawns on him, oh boy, I can't touch anything, can I?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't tell if the burning's probably not that it's working. It's probably don't keep holding it. That's normally how things work when it's hot. Don't touch them.
Okay.
But yes.
Friend Eris felt the burning. And Spark kind of gestures, the fire being felt the burn.
No, I'm very aware. And she points at herself as
right.
a tiefling. It's like, no, just because it's not really fire, it's more like magic. And magic will still burn you. So, remember that.
Well, yeah, kind of hard to forget.
Good. Maybe you won't do it again. Okay, well, if you are all ready, I have procured some transportation. I had a pretty good guess. Well, I wasn't sure, but I was like, I'll tell the Griffins to go if not. But procured some transportation as my friend lives kind of in a floating tower about 20 miles from here, so it's about the only way you can get there.
Cool.
Okay.
Wait, did you say Griffins? Is that what we're flying on?
Yes, I did. I did say
Really
Griffins.
cool.
Wait, are we riding on the griffins?
How else do you use a griffin? You ride it. What? All the gremlins are fucking spazzing.
Yeah. No, Spark is
We're like, heck yeah.
Spark is clearly excited to be near a griffin.
Griffins.
But yeah, they'll bring you to the tower, and he'll be able to cast plane shift from there and get you to El Terrell. More importantly, he has someone that's kind of an old friend of mine that has a history of battling devils in the Nine Hells, and I think you'll, just gathering your group, I think you'll really enjoy her company quite a lot. So, if you all are ready, we can head to the roof.
Okay, I guess.
Sure.
Alright.
Spark's gonna stay in the back of the group and tap Nafir on her shoulders.
Yeah?
Guess that date's not happening this visit round.
Oh yeah. Oh well.
Sorry.
Well, that just means we have to come back alive and safe. All of
Yeah.
us.
That was the plan.
All 4 of us. We're coming back alive and safe.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully with a city of safe people as well.
I'm more concerned about us. El Terrell, it sucks, but like, hey, I'm getting all of us out of here, whether we get El Terrell out or not. Like, we can send another adventuring party down for them, and at least let them know that, hey, people know what's going on and how to fix it. It'll get fixed. Don't give up hope. They'll be fine.
Sure.
We're all 4 of us are getting out of hell. We're not dying down there. We're not. Not allowed. We're coming back.
Spark kind of lightly touches this holy symbol. Hopefully with the 2 of us, everybody will make it out alive.
Mm-hmm.
You watching out for us, and me watching out for everybody else too.
Yep.
Yeah, as you all follow Savikas to out another kind of door and up to the top, you see that she ushers you to this kind of crescent-shaped landing platform with a stunning view of the sea. The sun is about to set, so it's looking extra pretty as you all are out there. You see that on atop this platform there are 4 griffins that have saddles, and handlers are standing nearby. And as you all kind of step up there, you see that Fisk turns to you all and is like, well, I think this might be where we part ways.
Any last minute tips? Just rogue to rogue?
Get them before they get you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be back to see you once we get out.
Mm-hmm. And we'll get out. Somehow.
I have no doubts. You all are
She'll
very
drag
talented.
She'll drag my knocked out body if it comes to that.
For sure.
Oh,
You
for
all
sure.
will take
I'm
care of each
not
other.
letting him sacrifice himself for this village. I'm just not. I'm sorry.
Well,
I care, but not that much.
Well, you all are going to be fine. You all are going to do so well. And you'll learn something, I'm sure. I don't know what, but I'm sure whatever you learn, it will be very useful. And you can come back and tell me. And I will buy you all a round of juice, because no more whiskey. There was so much whiskey that was drank today. We're done. We're done for like a year. But no. Okay.
Wait, is there time dilation on that plane?
It is not too bad.
Ooh.
It is only by a few hours.
Okay.
It is pretty
Doesn't
close.
that add up?
I've heard.
No,
a
it's just
story
ahead. Like it's like the days are shorter.
Anyway, Spark's gonna walk up to one of the griffins and cast Speak with Animals.
Do it.
Yeah. He's like, hey, thanks for taking us there.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It okay if I pet you?
Yeah, go for it.
And Spark will go up and pet him.
Yeah.
Spark, ask if I can too. Ask if I can too.
Spark's gonna ask all the griffins if it's okay if every gremlin can pet
Yeah,
them.
you hear different choruses. They all seem super down. They're very intelligent creatures, and they're super excited about getting to fly. So
They seem excited, and they're okay with you petting them if you want to.
Yes. Nefira definitely like comes up and just
big, just
Hugging as
hugging
much
a leg.
Yes.
But yeah,
As much as you could reach.
you see.
Listen, I am so happy I finally got to use that spell. It's always prepared.
Before they go, Eris is going to go up to Fisk and say, I'll see you when the 7th novella comes out.
You better see me before that, because that is not for a while, and if I don't hear for you for 6 months, I'm going to be very worried. Okay.
You can have it send you messages.
And then we will read the 7th novella.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right.
Should you do a bro hug?
Absolutely. I'll like do a little smack
Yeah.
bro hug. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, you see Fisk kind of takes a step back. He's like, all right, well, you all be safe. Don't do anything I would not do. Yes, think about it. You have a nice little flight. And as you all kind of either get boosted onto the griffins for the smaller ones, or you actually all probably need a little bit of help getting onto the griffins, as they're a little higher, a little taller than you would expect. You see that Savikas turns as they have instructions to fly you to Traxagor's tower. Don't worry, it's safe, and he's an interesting fellow, so I'm sure you'll like him.
The griffins seem very excited and confident in their ability to do it, and Spark is just headed in the griffin he's on, and I'm not sure how Speak with Animals sounds to everybody else, like, for the...
He's just chirping.
Yeah, that's what
for a griffin,
yeah.
I think like you're like chirping, like yeah.
Spark will just be bantering with his griffin about basically life.
Yeah. So yeah, as you all got on these griffins, you see that they take kind of a running start, and you hold on, they leap, take flight, and head out to sea, flying just below the clouds. Candlekeep is looking majestic from the air, and it grows smaller and smaller as the griffins soar westward. These large rocky islands pass below you, and beyond them you see the open sea. After a little bit of a journey, you see a windowless and doorless stone tower that is somehow floating in the sky ahead. The 4 griffins pass through jagged holes that are riddling in the tower's peak to land on the top floor, which has a spiral staircase leading down. As you all kind of dismount from the griffins, you see that they only take a few moments to wait before they head back out across to where Candlekeep is. As you head down these spiral staircases, you see one level down a cluttered chamber illuminated by various objects, which have like continuous flame cast on them. And you see in the center, scurrying around the room, is an otter dressed in a tiny red robe. You see the otter is mumbling to himself, mentioning something about a tuning fork, and it suddenly turns and kind of looks and sees you all come in, and you hear, "Lulu, wake up. Our guests have arrived." Is this little 1.5 foot tall otter. And you see, at the sound of her name, a small elephant with golden fur appears from under a pile of blankets near a table. You see that it kind of takes the air, flaps its feathery wings, and lets out a little trumpet sound. And that is where we are going to pick up next week, as you all have met Lulu and Traxagor.
Oh, this is adorable.
Oh my goodness.
that is So cute.
Got a little griffin
last-
ride, everything.
I want Lula to be my best friend.
The last entities the Gremlins speak to on the prime material plane is a talking otter. This is fantastic.
There you go.
I love it. It's beautiful. It's so the Gremlins.
Listen, I'm just Sparks ecstatic he finally got to use speak with animals. He wanted to talk with the horses in the stable, but it's like, nope, gotta conserve spell spots.
Yep.
We're going into a fight.